Welcome to the CrashOut.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with the CrashOut podcast, episode 69. The Super Saiyan number, you already know, means it's gonna be a fire episode. Y'all hype for episode 69, man? Does that mean anything to y'all?
It's over 9,000?
That means everything for me.
So,
Oh, is that your favorite?
Love 69. What else said that? Yo, Gert?
No, man.
Yo, Gert.
Sticky, sticky,
You know, other than me, we got some freaky ass niggas on the podcast.
Hold on, I didn't say nothing.
He said, other than me.
Other than me, like I said something.
Like I said, other than me, everybody else on this podcast is freaked out. So, please cover your ears. I'm playing, man. But y'all already know I go by Nano_Blaster.
Yeah, why they call you Nano Blaster?
Man.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
Freaked out.
Blaster Nanos, man. You already know. Do with that information what you will, man. But Mr. Sammy, what's going on, man?
Not much. We're back for another great episode. As per usual, you guys know me as Sammy Namikaze, your resident Afro Samurai, and I'm excited to get talking with the boys again with another episode. We got some topics, lots of topics, but they ain't too long, so we won't take up too much of your time. Caleb, what's up, man?
No, I'm not Caleb. Apparently, I'm C. ... Past few.
Oh, so you changed your name to C-Dot? Hey, let's go.
Hell no, we need to
Let
let the whole thing show.
There can only be one C.
Let the whole thing show, man. All we do, we dirty. But nah, I'm back. Caleb Black Viltrumite, you know what I'm saying? Talk about some topics. But yeah, that's all I got. Angel, you can pop us off. No duty.
Hey, yo.
The Poppy of Speedstorm.
Hey, yo, we here with another podcast. We're a little late, but, it happens, bad things and all. Well, we got divisions talk. We got Game Pass price changes. That's a big hot topic right now. I see all over social media. This Pragmata, I heard it's been doing really well, and a lot of people are saying good things about it. Some DVD drama, live service drama, the Stop Killing Games movement that's happening. I love that. And whatever's out in the movie in the TV world, so we got a lot of topics. Not really much, but we'll still get a good episode in. So without further ado, let's get it started, y'all. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Wednesday night, and you already know.
Welcome to the CrashOut.
Yeah. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on me, cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on me, cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. We covering the drama, we talking about your mama. We smoking on the ganja, we drifting in the Honda. We turning up with Sammy, one wingers with the family. Black flash jamming like a lammy, Nano always understanding. Yeah. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the CrashOut. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out.
Oh, it's time to ride out. Ow, hey. Yo, Tracy.
All right.
Yo, welcome to the CrashOut, everybody.
Well, I will say, finally, after weeks upon weeks, we finally got the Super Division Season 1 finale results in And oh boy, well, I cannot say it was, but
Oh boy! Oh boy! C dot has spoken some true words. Man, I really don't know why streamer mode really don't fuck with you, Caleb. It's crazy because it doesn't do it to Nano or Sammy, bro. It only does it to you.
Hey
yeah,
man, just me. He not
take
the
that bug off me. I don't need it on.
Hey, Caleb, we want to see
I
more.
don't need no streamer money.
I guess you the new see more.
I guess so.
That's crazy. Not to see more.
Yeah, but what's it called? In order to get straight to the match, it was the Dons of Speedstorm versus BRZ final boss. And finally, after season, BRZ final boss finally has been defeated. The Dons of Speedstorm are victorious. They put in the work, 6 stars, and they took down the final boss. Finally defeated Elden. Shout out to the Dons.
Stop yelling.
Damn man, it sounds like. So
Nano, you were right. We did our prediction.
No.
Man.
So I watched this, and I thought this game was gonna be a lot closer than what it was, to be honest. But
I thought it was still competitive.
I mean, it was still competitive, but like the Dons was just fucking shit up, bro.
Can I say something?
To make the final boss lose over 50-point gap is crazy.
Can I say something? I predicted this. I told y'all this was gonna happen. I told y'all the Dons had some up their sleeve and they were gonna come and beat BRZ. Now, did I think it was gonna be a blowout? Not necessarily, but I did think it was gonna be a difference enough to let BRZ know, when the Dons are really here and they in sync, they the number one.
Well, since Sammy in Canada got beat by Brazil, Sammy's waiting.
Hold on. I've been a big advocate, for Brazil, especially Wolf, because that motherfucker can race. So I never doubted Brazil at all after we raced them in the World Cup. So if anything, I've been trying to tell people, watch out, man. This team is legit. Oh, they in Group B. How legit can they be? And look at that. They've been beating everybody since. It took the Dons coming back and forming the Infinity Gauntlet, getting KD over to the Warriors just for them to beat BRZ.
Yeah, well, to summarize the score was 421 Dons to 371 final boss. So that's about 30, 50, almost 50.
I think so. What was the score again? I don't have it up.
421 to 371. So
Yeah, that's
50
exactly
points.
50 points. Like right on the money. 50
Get them a
points.
50 piece in basketball terms.
Yeah, and the only
So you
reason why I
saying-
say this is like I wasn't expecting this big of a point difference. Is because if you look at both of the games before the finals that they raced this season, they were really close.
Mm-hmm. So I want to
you're
ask then,
saying-
what did Brazil do differently this time than in the last time? Like, was the lineup switched? Was it different? Were they not at their peak lineup? Was it the Dons? They came 100% with their
No,
peak
because
lineup?
they beat the Dons, and the first time that they faced this season, the final balls beat the Dons, and they both had the same lineup. And then the second time around, the Dons beat them, and then now in the finals, the Dons beat them again.
It
So-
just means the Dons was that much more.
Like kryptonite this year.
Yeah, they pulled they pulled the Team USA practice. That's what they pulled.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the Dons, because mind you, a lot of the Dons players don't really consistently play Speedstorm. So it sounds like this time that the BRZ team had that where they couldn't play, it gave the Dons players that weren't playing regularly like BRZ time to practice, to brush up on their skills, get back into full repetition with their lines and all that stuff. and it looked like it put them into peak form because a 50 piece is a 50 piece. Like, there's
That
no
definitely
way
could have
around
been
it.
it.
So,
I do feel like a lot of the players will low key be playing. You know, they still be doing the daily time trials and so don't ever sleep on them. They low.
I mean, yeah, Wolf did get a promotion too. So Goblin did say he got a promotion at work. He did say he got a promotion at work, and he's a little bit more busier. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't
the
think
take is
that's not gonna equate to the
Yeah,
other
that's
three
like
members of the final
players.
boss, though. That's just one member. Wolf alone is not the final boss. You know, there's still three other members.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's look at the scores. So for the Dom, had Hayap MVP of the match in this team with 132. We had Dino with 128. So they turned up. We had Toxic with 105 and 8. And then for BRZ, we had a Wolf lead his team,
Wait, who
108.
was the last person
Rugal.
on the Dons with their score? I didn't catch it.
Falcon with 56 or 58.
Damn, 56 from Falcon.
Yeah. And then
Well, if he
for
was
the
on the brawler class,
Yeah, but that's a
20.
big gap.
22 races.
no.
Right.
You got to remember. So whenever it comes to the longer the matches, the more separate you see the roles. Brawlers,
Yeah.
it usually has a big gap in the long.
What role was Toxic on?
I'm not sure. Probably Speedster
I want to
Defender.
say
Trickster.
he was. I want to say he was Trickster.
Yeah, he usually
Yeah,
does.
Toxic was on Trickster. 'Cause I remember watching a match with when he was on Zeus and Felix was on Ursula.
But yeah, for BRZ, we had Wolf with 108. We had Rugal with 107. Valix and Hayes, Quinho with 62.
What was Valex's score? You cut out when you were saying the score.
Valix with 94.
94. Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like Tyap and Dino were the difference makers in this final 22 races.
Yeah, they had a big
Dino
bag.
definitely
They had a big gap in points. They had over 120, right? Each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had 20, almost pretty much 20 points over number one player in final boss.
Yeah. So,
So that alone was that's their 40 points right there.
Yeah. So you want to know what the difference maker is, but like I said, those two are definitely
Damn.
top 10
No
players.
wonder why Dino says he was carrying Toxic. Oh, who said that? That's crazy. This man Dino said I gotta carry Toxic to a victory and shit with that 120 points. God dang.
I mean, Toxic had 100 points plus too. So
Toxic and Falcon was probably making it rough for the people in the back, though.
Oh yeah,
Or at
100.
least in the middle of the pack.
Oh, with them fucking bombs. That's a fact.
But yeah, the Dons are definitely cooking. I think the addition of Tyap definitely makes them even stronger because I know Tyap is definitely one of the best players in the game.
Though.
Yeah, tie-ups always. Yeah, they always had tie-up.
Yeah,
They always have this squad before.
Yep, tie up.
Yeah,
Was always on the scene. The only person missing is Has.
Yeah, the only person missing is Has.
Now you saying they turning off, turning up without Has?
That's because
they said, "No, we ain't dealing with your delays."
We're going against BRZ.
I don't think
delay system.
I don't think Tyap has always been for the. I know Tom 4K.
Nah, he was. Tom 4K has Tyap.
Nah, bro, they were not always on the Don.
Toxic. I don't think Dino was always on the Dons.
No. Tyap. Okay. The first
originally Dino wasn't on there.
Yeah, Dino was on our team the first season. Tyap was on their team. Tyap has Falcon, Toxic, and I think that was it. I feel like there was one more player.
Yeah, I think there was somebody else. Oh, yeah, Zuzu wasn't the Dons, but that's short-lived.
He got upset because Dino came to the Stream Snipers.
It wasn't other like the actual player.
I feel like there was one more person that
remembers. Okay, no,
that wasn't. I'm talking about the first season.
Yeah, wasn't it Tom 4K?
No, it wasn't top 4K.
Nah,
it
it
was somebody else, man. I
It
just
was-
don't remember their. I don't remember the roster.
Wait. Can't we go on the website and look back?
Not the first season. The website does not have the first season data.
What? Oh, the Discord
Yeah.
might though.
I just remembered it was all the players were they were strong enough to the point to where it didn't matter who they played. It was gonna be like a top tier.
Yeah, stacked team. Like they had all 6 members were stacked people. Like they were all good.
Yeah, and definitely still showing that still some top dogs out here. You know, when they locked in, when they are on point. You know, I think I said, you know, I feel like when they are, you know, on point, they can be. You know, obviously, you know, BRZ Final Boss has been the team to beat, but I feel like, you know, with the talent the Dons have on the team, you know, as long as everybody
What
locked
season was
in,
that?
they
How far
definitely have
back
the
do I have
ability
to
to
go
beat
to find that the Dons team?
It was season 1. The original
The-
season 1. The only information you're gonna find is if you can find your VODs.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
looking on the
you know, the
announcement.
site insert refreshing. But shout out to the Dons, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, I will say, you know, if y'all at
Season
6 stars,
one of the divisions
level
when
60.
Nalifty and Cedric were hosting it.
Yes.
Yeah.
6 stars, level 60, you know, go check out the streams. I know Wolf has his check out some of the Don streams, you know what I'm saying? It was definitely some good race on Speedstorm. You know, if
It
you want to
sounds
see
like
how
the
division
Dons took Brazil, and you know they reminded them who Big Bro was. They was giving them the noogie, man. They was giving them swirlies, man.
Wait, was this around the Duff Memorial Tournament? The first Dons team? Or was it after?
The Duff stuff was during the first World Cup.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm saying, is it before or after the Duff tournament? No. It's got to be after.
Yeah, this was
Hold on.
Yeah, man.
that was
Team.
an interesting final to see, but definitely a lot of racers definitely they did great. They did great. All of them did their best.
They did, man. They did. It was very entertaining.
Yeah. The only interesting thing about Speedstorm right now is the divisions.
Pretty much, man. But I know the finals happened. Were there any other matches that happened as well?
Not this week.
Was
Well,
that
I mean the dual tournament, I guess.
shit? What happened with the dual tournament?
Well, I don't know much other than the first grouping, and then I was originally with Absent, and we did the first round, and then I had to dip because I was going to my cousin's house. It was WrestleMania weekend, and this shit was taking too long, and my brother was on his way. I was like, fuck. So then Absent went with Ferrari, and they teamed up, and they made it to the finals. They got 3rd place.
Okay. Do we have any like score sheets for that?
I
Should be in the divisions Discord, I think.
Good question. Probably.
Yeah, man. I do know the duos tournament did happen, and I think Wolf and Rugal won that, from what I saw. I believe the Brazilians said we might have not have won the division season, but we taking this duo tournament as redemption. So Brazil still showing they still got, they still a part of the top dogs, man. Andrew, do you happen to know everybody that made the finals of the dual tournament?
Who made it to the final?
Yeah.
looking. They don't got the score for the finals. I don't even see the thing to the freaking duels stuff. Yeah, it's somewhere on here. I just don't remember where it went.
Oh
Hopefully.
yeah, Goblin said that third place, uh, the Lateborn versus Lowland Thunders, and Lowland Thunders ended up winning that.
Oh yeah, the third place match. Yeah. Yes. Yes. But didn't we talk about that last week? Because that happened last week. If I
We probably
remember
did talk about it
correctly.
last week.
Yeah, because I remember
Yeah.
I remember the third place match
Yeah.
happening in the final boss match had to get delayed another week because of the Brazil bullshit that happened with Game Loft.
Hey man, well, still shout out to both teams. You know, still strong teams. Oh yeah, and I think we did talk about it because we talked about looking forward to what Lateborn was gonna do next season. Oh wait, hold on, but did we talk about Lowland Thunders breaking up though?
I don't know.
We didn't talk about that.
I
That's
mean,
actually
shit.
pretty.
Honestly, I'm shocked to see the turnout of the teams. You know, because Nell and Cedric was not gonna play this season in divisions, and
Mhm.
we ended up.
Wait, are both of them playing? I
Yes.
think Nell's on a team.
Yeah, both Cedric and Nell are on a team. Basically, these are teams that were just put together by Dino, by the way. Dino put together these teams, and he was like, we can split all of us because everybody, like the Dons had nobody pick them up, which is crazy because Toxic and them had a post in the divisions Discord and nobody messaged them. So, like, Toxic, Dino, Falcon, none of these guys had a team. I didn't have a team. Me and Afton didn't have a team. Goblin didn't have a team. And Wolf was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" Like, now Cedric didn't have a team. It was like, "You guys are all top players. Why are you guys not on the team right now?" And we all stated our case. Nobody talked. Nobody messaged us, and here we are. And then we were all talking. Dino was like, "Okay, how about we just make 3 different groups?" Because I was like, since we already have all of us, we can split all of us to make 3 equal balanced teams, and we all just be at have crazy matches, in the veteran league. And Macy's team's already stacked too. Macy got Ferrari, Alfin, Seymour himself. Like this team's looking stacked already. So
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a top contending team, man. They're
No.
about to turn up.
that's a fact. So then Dino was like, okay, we'll have he was like, we'll structure these teams. Some of these teams had only 3 people, but obviously people pick people up, and now some teams have 6. Um, so in a new teams organization, Dino pulled out the proposition. He was like, how about Team 10, Toxic, Falcon, Cedric. Team 11 is Angel, Absent, Valix, and Goblin, but Goblin is not on our team anymore. And Team 12, which is Tyeb, Dino, and Nell. So those are the 3. Those are the starting bases. But now they have more people on their roster, I think, now that they signed up. But that was for all of us to be on a team, and all 3 stacked teams, though. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And the
So
Dons
damn,
are broken up, so you got 2 Dons on one team and the other 2 Dons on another team. So they split up, basically.
So this is gonna be like the season when we had like the goofy goobas and whatnot.
Yeah.
Kind of like we don't know what team exactly is gonna win. So that's gonna make, and you got the level 60 stuff. So that's gonna make this season actually pretty interesting.
It is. It's gonna be interesting. New teams, final boss. Dons are not in this. Hayes is with DT.
Yeah, that's different right there. Wait, isn't he on like a rookie team?
Yeah, because there's only him and Romanja, and the rest are technically rookies on that squad. But since even though there's 2 veterans, the way the way Kel like explained it is they might have 2 veterans on their team, but those 2 veterans will never play at the same time until they reach the veteran stage. Because Caldo and them, they wanted to work their way up there, and it just so happened that Hayes wanted to be their coach and also was on the roster, and they also had Romanja. So like they were like, we did it. They didn't want to put Hayes in there until they got to the veteran league, but they talked to Wolf and they talked to everybody, and they were like, hey, is it all right if they just keep on one roster? He's like our coach until he hits to the veterans, and then he's gonna start racing. But other than that, he's not technically gonna be racing any of the rookie matches.
Okay, well, hey, listen, big shout out to Hazekino. It takes a lot of courage to want to be a coach for a rookie team. A lot of people go into teams or divisions want to win and get the dub, but Hayes said he got a whole bunch of dubs already, so he wouldn't mind bringing some players up, to look out for the future of competitive Speedstorm, and definitely good on him, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Thanks. I mean, think about it. If these rookie teams start getting better because they're getting that rub on from the veterans pause, that's gonna make divisions even spicier, because that means now, a lot of these teams that are rookies with veterans are now gonna get better over time, and by next season they might be a whole different player.
That's true, man.
Hey, so it looks like I found out who was on the Dons in season 1.
Wasn't it Romanja?
Young Link, Tyap, Falcon, Monstro, Zeus,
what?
Toxic.
What?
Bro.
Nah, bro, that was the what?
The Monsters Juice was not on the Dawn season 1, bro.
Bro, I'm looking at the announcement. I'm all the way in 2024 right now.
Well, whatever you looking at,
yes, incorrect.
I know for a fact that they weren't on the team. So that must be something.
Bro, I'm looking at Dons versus Breath of the Storm. Monstro Zeus.
Monstro Zeus and Young Link are part of Breath of the Storm.
Yes.
That was when.
All right, then you know what? That whoever we said was on the Dons at first was on the Dons. I don't think there was another person. I think we're looking into it too deep.
It was Romanja, but Romanja just didn't play with them that much.
Yeah, I think it was Romanja. I think it was. Yeah.
Because he was dealing with some personal stuff, so he didn't really play like that. So pretty much, has Toxic, Falcon, and Tyap basically just played on the match.
And Zuzu.
I mean, I don't even really count Zuzu because that man crashed out right in the beginning. So because Nano made this nigga crash out because he got Dino, and it's like he was like, fuck that shit.
He's like, I'll pay him to come to my team.
You wanted to pay him $100 in Toon coins, bro.
Yo, you know,
$80, bro.
looking at divisions in the competitive scene, though, I do want to point this out. There's not been many teams that's made it into the finals of these competitive scenes. It's either has been Lowland Thunders, Final Boss, the Dons, and guess who else? The motherfucking Stream Snipers, baby. We still hold that. We ain't been in 2 finals, y'all. One as Team USA and one as the Stream Snipers. Not many teams can say that.
Hey, listen, man. Our team low-key etched in stone, man, when it comes to the competitive side. We did a lot of things. Hey, this is my second time saying this stat. The only team to have come close to beating both the Dons and Brazil
and Europe
is
the Snipers.
The Stream Sniper. Now we got kind of dusted by Europe in the finals, bro.
Yeah, that one was rough, bro. That one was rough, man.
Hey, stay tuned if y'all want to know why they came second in the World Cup this Friday.
That's crazy, Sammy. That's crazy. No, but yeah, though that was.
Thunders.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I crashed. Oh shit! My Discord crashed.
They pulling the
That's
Dons.
not good.
That's all right. No, I'm back. I'm back. I think it updated or some bullshit. So I mean, if y'all was saying something, I don't know what was said because it crashed for a quick second.
Now said the Lowland Thunders are pulling the Dons where they splitting up.
Yeah, I think kind of like Angel said, this was actually supposed to be a couple of their last seasons, I think, but I guess due to some conversations, they decided to, enter again, but they're gonna be on different teams. But we gotta give the Lowland Thunders their props because since the beginning of time, the Lowland Thunders have always been a top level threat for any team. And
Oh man, what happened to
with them
Legion of Zoom?
disbanding, huh?
What happened to Legion of Zoom?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. You gotta talk to Crusher, man. That's your boy.
Crusher don't play the game no more. You don't play Speedstorm no more.
Yeah, man.
This man retired silently. He didn't even like post a message.
I think he just stopped playing the game, and then after a while, he just realized, damn, I really don't need to play Speedstorm anymore.
You want to know what happened? You want to really know what happened? So what really happened was Team Canada was supposed to happen, right? And a man named Goblin King said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna join Team Canada," and then Goblin King disappeared and joined Team USA, and then Canada got disbanded and Crusher went into retirement. That's what happened.
Damn, are you trying to say Goblin is the reason Crusher retired? Is that what you're trying to say? That's exactly what it sounds like you're trying to say.
Hey man,
I said what I said.
That's crazy.
Goblin, you in the chat, man. Sammy saying you the reason for Crusher's speedy retirement, bro. I don't know. Is he speaking facts? I don't know, man. Let it be known, bro.
No, it's Donald's fault.
Oh shit, Dino is the reason Crusher retired. Oh
Damn.
shit.
We need to hear the juicy deets on this one, Goblin.
Damn, you said World Cup season 2 interviews? What?
Do?
Wait, was Dino supposed to be in Team Canada too? Oh, I think he was. I think he was.
Isn't
Dino from Canada?
Mexican or something?
Yeah, but
Dino lives in the U.S., but I think he's like Mexican.
No, because what they were gonna do is they were gonna change Canada to a different team. Yeah, they were gonna make Team NA. That's why. So I think Dino dropped out, and then after Dino dropped out, also Goblin went to the Team USA, and at that point there was no Team Canada at that point.
Damn, that's crazy.
And yeah, ever since then, Crusher hasn't been in the competitive scene.
Crusher Loki probably crashed out. He said, "Fuck this game and fuck the competitive scene."
Right, man.
There is no Speedstorm without WG Crusher.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, it happens.
I know quit, so did I.
We looking forward to
Damn,
this.
Goblin doesn't play no more, really?
No, he's saying from the Team NA.
Oh, he's saying both him and Dino are the reasons why. Or if they both got to share the blame. So
Damn, that's
so
crazy.
if you want to play to retire, make sure you call Dino and Goblin King. They'll hook you up. Just let them know the name and they'll get done.
Oh man, that was crazy, man.
Zuzu wants you guys for a job.
Good memories though. Good memories, man. Team USA and then the Stream Snipers. We had our runs legendary, man. We was definitely cooking it, man.
We had
main-
the legendary practices.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a
Angel tried
fact.
to start up the stream snipers again, man.
Yeah, I low-key, I was like, yo,
Whoa.
Nano, Caleb, you trying to join? And, Street Snipers reloaded one time, and, I tried, bro.
Reloaded.
I tried, I tried to write it out with the boys one last time.
It's all good, man, because you got a strong team this season, man.
We still need 2 members.
Players.
Yo, all I'm saying is there's a man that was soloing since the World Cup. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Get him.
What?
I want to see this man on a good
Manji?
team. Yes, man.
Who?
Manji's been on a good
Manji.
team before.
When?
Manji was in the first World Cup.
He was in the World Cup, but he never really touched the finals.
Bro,
And he also was in divisions too.
If you get Manji on a team that can shine, I'm telling you, that team go far. Angel, if you get Manji on that team,
But I think time zones might be an issue because isn't Manji in like a different country?
I'm pretty sure if Manji has a chance to play with good players and has a chance to win, I think he'll make it work.
Does Manji still play the
Isn't
game?
Monty French? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know if he still play. No, Manji wasn't Manji Belgium?
He was on team.
Yeah,
One of the Belgians.
and what's his name? That 12-year-old kid that was playing on his team again? I forgot his name.
Cam's Turbos.
Cam's Turbos. Yep. If you guys get this kid out of school
Man,
and play him full time,
Get this kid out of school is crazy. I don't advocate for what Sammy says, guys. He said get this kid out of school is crazy.
Showing up to the
Oh, man, yeah.
But, we all looking forward to this new season. It's definitely gonna be a sight for sore eyes.
It's not 6-star races, man. It's gonna be interesting. There's a lot of changes.
6-star races.
Fucking lightweights are cooking. Like it's gonna be a different competitive scene. Yeah, the whole meta is gonna be different, man. Like a lot of strats are not gonna be the same strats because a lot has changed. A lot of people got nerfed. Autos got nerfed. Some speed abilities got nerfed. Like it's a whole different ball game.
oh shit, you right. I haven't seen the French play this game since the World Cup. Like, shit, Team France had a good squad.
Yeah, they had Kazuki, Manji.
They did enter divisions. They were in like the first.
They were
two
in like the
seasons, I
first,
think.
the first two, and then haven't seen them again.
Yeah, the first two. I remember that they were
I
fuck
remember
was their
when the
team.
World Cup was starting up, and everyone was like, "Yo, France is just like USA. They had a big ass tournament, and people got eliminated." I was like, "Shit!" And they the ones in Group B. That's who we got to worry about. Well, I don't know what
that's
happened because Brazil knocked them out. So
That's when they had Kabrut and stuff.
yeah, bro.
Yo,
what
after
happened?
that tournament, I never heard of Kabrut again, bruh. It's after that he just vanished from the face of the earth.
They just pulled this man out from the woodworks just for one tournament. Hey, we gonna
And he
need
was
one
good
dude.
too. And it sucks because I really wanted to play them back then, bro.
I know you was telling me every week when we was covering, man, I want to play France. I want to play France. I'm like, I want to see you play France.
Then they lost to Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil started beating everyone in Group B. I don't know what the fuck happened. I was like, damn, we got beat by Brazil too?
hmm But shout out, man. Shout out.
Yeah, those are some good teams back then. Shit. Hey, what's really going on with France? Are they just done with the competitive scene?
Like I
Like,
said,
did they
I
make
haven't
that
even
up
seen.
together
I
so they
haven't
could
even
do
seen. I haven't seen those players in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen Kazuki or nothing.
And probably on to
Yeah,
better
they
things. They got away from the game before it got worse.
Listen,
That's what
I'm
it
telling
sounds
y'all,
like.
if you stop playing the game, you're not gonna want to feel like coming back, bruh. So if you retire, just make sure you you're happy with how you left off.
What about Dothraki? He even still play the game or cover the game?
I don't think so.
He on the different.
No, there's not
remember
that
him
many
passing the
veteran
World Cup,
players
he
no
was
more,
passing
man.
like it was a soccer game. It was like a World Cup style shit. I was like, dang.
Yeah, man. We was on that. He was on that blue lock shit, man. Shout out to Thrakus, man. He definitely added some hype.
Yeah.
Stop.
Damn. This is crazy now that I think back.
Yeah.
The
Pretty good,
French-speaking
man.
veterans
Pretty good.
still play Speedstorm, but they gave up on the comp scene. That's what Goblin said. Okay, so Goblin has some inside news.
No, okay, so they still play. Okay.
I can't blame him. Being on the
Yo,
team
I
definitely takes a
remember
lot of
too.
time.
Remember there was a lot of people that had the FR tag in there. Like it was like BRZ with the Brazilians playing the game. They had the French with the FR tag in their name. I remember that shit.
Yeah. I remember that too, man. But
So the fact that we don't see that no more is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
be
it's
like
unfortunate.
that, bro. Be like that.
A lot of veterans
But
are no
you
longer
never
in this
know.
game no more, man.
I don't know, man.
I remember when
Giselle?
Divisions had so many teams. That's crazy, Sammy.
But my bad, I had to.
That's crazy, yeah. Let's have a moment of silence here. A moment of silence for Sammy.
Pour one out for Giselle.
That's crazy.
Goblin said after Space Capital Letters disbanded, they were supposed to make a super French team with him, Manji, Danny Boy, and Ghost.
That would have been a nice team.
I remember Caleb don't really like Ghost. What's his name? Ghost Platinum or something like that?
Nah, this is a different
Ghost?
bro.
Oh, okay.
Fucking don't remind me of Ghost Platinum. Fucking
Oh man.
Yo, that's
shout out to the new division season, Wolf definitely trying his best to make it a
Ghost
good
Viper.
season and listen to the people. So we will see, man.
I'll give that to Wolf. He's always trying to innovate and try to better the divisions scene. So you got to give that man some props. You low key doing it by himself. Remember in the early days, it was Nalisi and Cedric. Like it was two minds working at this. Now it's just one dude. So gotta give this man his props. It's not easy. If it was, Nalisi and Cedric would still be doing it.
well, he got help with Rugo now, so he has some help now.
Oh yeah, Rugal. I think they just announced that Rugal will be helping. So
that's a good thing. Otherwise, you would have ended up like Nalisi and Cedric.
But
I mean, he needs it because he got a promotion, so he won't have as much time as he used to have.
But all right, y'all, man. I guess we could go on to the next topic. And let's see what's our next topic, man.
It looked like we got Microsoft gaming news. So there was some talks, some rumbling, with Xbox trying to figure out how to make Game Pass a bit cheaper, and they were like pushing some ideas out there, seeing if any would stick with the community. I know one of them was like teaming up with Netflix, trying to lower the tiers from Netflix and Game Pass simultaneously. Another one was doing like a first party studio only tier. And then another option was, hey, why don't we take Call of Duty out of Game Pass? So I guess that's the one that stuck. And Microsoft said, you know what? We're going to take COD out of Game Pass. So Game Pass Ultimate is now going to see a price drop from $29.99 to $22.99 a month. Which, honestly, mind you guys, this was the only tier that was affected by the price hike, Game Pass Ultimate. And not everyone has Ultimate. I have Ultimate, but I wasn't paying $29.99 a month for Ultimate. If you're smart, you get a key card and you pay like half the price. But not everybody was doing that, and they was paying $29.99. So a lot of people canceled their subscriptions. For me, I don't see this as a W or L. I'm looking at it like, okay, so you took COD off. I don't mind. I haven't played COD since like forever, maybe 10 years now. And the last Call of Duty game that dropped was ass. So I'm not losing anything because I even touched that game. I know Angel's upset because that's his baby. But I'm like, instead of taking Call of Duty out of Game Pass to reduce the price, how about you take Fortnite out of Game Pass? Like,
yeah, doesn't
if
that
you're
come
gonna
with
take
like the crew and everything? Like
yeah,
Fortnite
like
crews?
if you're gonna take something out of Game Pass, take out Fortnite. Ain't
I
nobody
guess
asked for that
Fortnite.
shit.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know why. See, the thing is, bro, it seems like specific games are like the reason why it's as expensive as it is, bro. Which
Yeah,
kind of
because literally, I remember no other tier got touched but Ultimate, and the changes that happened to Ultimate were the Fortnite crew, COD going into Game Pass, and Game Pass getting 4K streaming.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, the 4K streaming thing, I don't mind. That's nice. That's additive to the subscription. But the one thing I noticed, okay, COD going in there, that is your game. So be it. I never expected it going from, I don't even think it was $22.99 at the time. I think it was actually like $20. I didn't expect it going from $20 to $30 just because all of a sudden Call of Duty was in Game Pass and now Fortnite crew. So I said, at the time when it happened, why the fuck do we need Fortnite? Like, no one asked for Fortnite to be in Game Pass. Fortnite's a free game. Why are we paying? Why are we putting the battle pass into Fortnite? And people are trying to break it down saying,
Because it
oh,
comes
well,
with
it's cheaper
Fortnite
that way.
crews.
Yeah,
That's why.
I'm like, why are you trying to break it down and make it seem like this is something I can want anyways? Like, I don't, even though the game's free,
Yep.
I don't play it. So what, you making me pay cheaper for the battle pass and put it into Game Pass? So if one day I want to play Fortnite is there for me, I have the option. I don't care. Leave it out of Game Pass. I'd rather just you add Call of Duty and I pay like an extra $3. Fine. But no, they try to kind of lessen the blow by saying, you know what? We put Call of Duty and Fortnite in there, so that's why it's $30. Come on now, bro. We know why it's $30. Call of Duty probably would have bumped this shit up $2, but the real reason why it jumped to $30 is because you put a battle pass in a damn subscription service. Like, I'm paying for a battle pass that I'm not even playing the game for. So my thing is, they should have, instead of looking at Call of Duty, they should have looked at Fortnite and removed that. Like, that's the only game where a battle pass was included into into Game Pass for. Every other game, you know, you still got to pay for the battle pass separately. Why am I paying for the battle pass in Game Pass? If I want the battle pass, I'll buy the battle pass. It's that simple.
I got
They didn't add the golden pass to Game Pass. Why you gotta add the Fortnite crew pass? That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
All I'm saying. So
I
honestly,
agree.
I think if you looked at the options on the table and you looked at what was added to Game Pass Ultimate for the price to go up to $30, I think the decision that made the most sense was to remove the Fortnite crew pass, because ultimately that's not your game. Call of Duty is your game. And if you're making every game drop day and date, leave it as such. Don't make an exception to the rule, because then all this does is when there's another game and it's supposed to be a big game, oh, that's an exception to the rule. This game won't come in the Game Pass, but next year it'll be in Game Pass. When we start doing this, we start diluting Game Pass, because now we doing exceptions and all this other stuff. So then we don't know, oh, is this game coming day one? Game day and date? Like, Game Pass is synonymous with day and date. Now you telling us games aren't day and date? It's confusing messaging. So you got to stick to one thing and be consistent. So honestly, as I was saying, if you got to take out one thing, I'm taking out the Fortnite crew pass. Call of Duty can stay in there. They gotta, if Call of Duty's coming out, they gotta earn the right to come out of Game Pass day and date. The last game was ass. Show me with the next games.
Yeah, nah, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I remember when they announced Fortnite Cruise was coming to the Game Pass Ultimate, and they're increasing the price specifically for that.
Yep.
People were heated, bro. Everybody's like, bro, I don't play Fortnite, and if I did, I'm already playing it for free. Why would
Exactly.
I need this? It made zero sense, bro. It's bro, not everybody who plays Fortnite wants the battle pass or
Mhm.
Fortnite cruise. It just made no sense. Like it's like they basically like force fed you guys that thing. So
No, it's not like they basically did. They did. And to be
yeah,
honest, they were talking with Netflix about how they can combine the two services. So essentially the same thing would have happened, a price change. And I honestly think the tier that would have been affected again would have been Game Pass Ultimate. So I think
yeah,
if they didn't do this and they went ahead and somehow was able to consolidate both of those subscription services into one, Game Pass Ultimate would have went from $30 a month to $40 a month. And they would have been like, the reason why it went up to another $10 because now you got Netflix in there.
yeah, like motherfuckers ask for that shit.
So you see what I mean? And no one asked for Netflix to be included into Game Pass. So I don't know. I just think you adding a battle pass into the subscription, or you adding another subscription into the subscription doesn't make sense.
I
Leave
agree.
that out. Keep your games in there. That's it. If you're adding Call of Duty and it goes up to another $2 from $20, so be it. But you don't need to add now Fortnite another subscription and push it to 30. Like that was mind-boggling to me. And now that I mentioned this, who's to say now that they brought it down to $22.99, they don't look at Netflix and say, let's try to do this deal so we can push it back to 30.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I could
Mhm.
see some bullshit from Microsoft where they'll do that and be like, well, we dropped it from 30, but we gave it to you for 30 again, but now you have Netflix. You have both you got both subscriptions in one. You got Netflix and you got the Netflix of gaming. You got the best of both worlds. I can see them doing that. I hope they don't though. I hope they're not listening to me right now.
Yeah, nah, I agree with everything you said, man. I thought it was very scummy and sketchy that they did that with the Fortnite thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, since they removed COD, they're basically putting it back down. Now, what if they remove Fortnite? Would they go make it go back down
I,
again?
I I think if they remove Fortnite, because what is Fortnite battle? What's Fortnite's battle pass without the deal that's on Game Pass? Like if you went to buy the battle pass by itself, how much does it cost?
I think it's 1,000 V-Bucks,
And how much is that in USD?
like $10 or $9 or something like that.
Okay, let's say $10, right? So I think if they remove the Fortnite crew, Game Pass drops down to like $17.99.
But would they do that though?
At this point, I don't think so. Because this is making the money at the end of the day. And I don't know. Okay, so they have Fortnite, the crew incorporated into Game Pass Ultimate. But my thing is, don't they have to give Epic a cut? It's not like they
More
get
than
the full
likely.
cut out of it. So even though it's $22.99, they're probably raking, like Microsoft themselves are probably raking in $17.99 out of that $22.99, and then Epic's taking like the $4.99
Yep.
or the $5.99. So at the end of the day, is it really beneficial for you to have Epic take a cut out of your subscription, or you take the full 100% cut if you have Call of Duty in there? Like, which one makes sense to you?
Hey man, call might be the way, but I mean,
I thought this was about making
I
money.
don't know if this is like by like analytics or something like that, but there has to be a reason why they got rid of COD. Maybe it's like the contract was up, or I guess maybe they didn't feel like it was beneficial from the COD team.
There's no way the contract can be up because at the end of the day, Nano, that's Microsoft's property. That's their IP. So they could have literally they could have made another contract to put Call of Duty back in the Game Pass. if it was just a 1 year thing, if it was a 1 year trial.
They could have, but for some reason they didn't.
They talking about, oh, we lost 300 million for COD being in Game Pass. So they don't want COD to be in Game Pass so they can make that 300 million back. So they won't lose money, and they want to make money off COD. The problem is COD ain't good no more. So even if it's not in Game Pass, what happens when you lose money this next year when COD's not in Game Pass? You're gonna blame Game Pass for COD not making that money? At some point, you gotta look at your studio and be like, bro, what are you guys doing? Call of Duty should be making money right now. You guys are not hitting your stride. I don't think it was a Game Pass issue, the reason why they lost 300 million. I think if COD was a banger, if COD came out with a banger last year and blew every multiplayer game out of the water, Game Pass would have made a profit off of COD being in there. And mind you, Game Pass already makes a profit with or without COD being in the service.
Based on how poorly the last COD did, best believe they gonna be trying to make this one good or this next one good. So you never know, man. Maybe they got something in the works, but only time will tell, Mr. Sammy.
Well, we'll see. I know Angel will give us a heads up because that's his baby.
What?
Yes, sir.
What's my
Call of
baby?
Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yep, that's your shooter. That's your love.
Man, I haven't played Call of Duty in like 2 years. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because that last one that came out was ass. That sounds about right. 2 years sounds about right.
Well, hey, speaking of, or I should say, not speaking of ass games.
Yeah, we talking about great games now.
Let's talk about some good games. Crimson Desert, man.
Yeah.
So 5 million, bro.
In less than a month,
probably. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, Sammy. They might be on their way to 6 million as we speak.
Oh, they definitely are, Nano. They definitely are. Like, if we're gonna talk about the games of the year that have been a hit so far this year, barring ridiculous reviews, we looking at Resident Evil, we're looking at Crimson Desert, and we're looking at Pragmata. These games, and possibly Slay the Spire too. These games are all games that came out this year that have hit a different stride from every other game that kind of came out last year that was in Game of the Year talks. Like, as great as Expedition was, it didn't sell like Crimson when it came out. As good as... What's up, Nano?
I was gonna say right now, if we're talking about games that are probably gonna be in contender for Game of the Year, right now for the games that release, it probably might be RE9, Pragmata, Crimson Desert, and Slay the Spire too. Right now, in terms of the games.
You think an indie game's gonna go up there like Slay the Spire? I mean, it's possible. I'm not saying indies can't,
bro.
But
did you see what happened last year?
That's all happened last year.
So Slay the Spire definitely was hot when it came out. You know, we just got to see what the rest of the competition holds, and we do have to remember there is, you know, the June game announcements and stuff, and those are probably going to have some surprise games that come out at the end of this year or kind of towards the second half of the year. So it's not, to be fair, it's not set in stone for any game right now. But right now, I think those four, you know, are probably in the lead.
I will say Microsoft better get their act together and find a way to not have Fable delayed until next year, because this is probably the best year to probably get a Game of the Year nod if they can release this year. Not saying that the games have been bad this year, but if Fable is looking as good as we saw it was in the last showcase, then you don't want to release the same year as GTA. Even if we think the game is going to be ass, we know it's going to win because of GTA. So you want your game Fable to release this year to have a better shot at winning.
This might be a hot take, but I actually don't think GTA is going to win.
I don't think so either.
So
But for whatever reason, I feel like it'll still win regardless. Even if I don't think it should win, I feel like it'll still win just because of name itself. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
I feel like it's gonna be on some BS that year.
Yeah, people think whatever year GTA is gonna come out is back.
Bro, it'll be a game like Expedition Zero, and GTA will still win.
Listen, bro. At least for me, I'm confident that if GTA released last year during Baldur's Gate 3 or when Elden Ring came out, I don't think it was one.
Hey,
Hey, I don't know, man. That's quite the stretch. You know, people want their Miami.
Man, I don't listen, bro. These GTA heads,
The ball and
like
gun gamers.
GTA is a fire game. Don't get me twisted. But I just think there's just been some heat that's been coming out that could compete with it.
I definitely
And
agree.
I don't think it's as set in stone as people think. And guess what, Sammy? If GTA doesn't win, people gonna be mad because they think GTA is supposed to win. And
Yeah,
that's
they be
kinda what I
thinking
want to
GTA is
happen.
the untouchable franchise at this point.
Exactly, bro.
If it was that
Exactly.
untouchable, these guys would have released GTA 6 a while ago. They wouldn't have took like 15 years to do it.
Facts. That is facts.
That just tells me that the creators at Rockstar aren't the same creators that used to give us these bangers, these masterpieces. These guys are like new guys, new gen, trying to figure things out, trying to replicate the same magic that the old veterans captured.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even think
man.
everyone's still at Rockstar Studios that developed like GTA 4, San Andreas, Vice City, GTA 3. Like I think these guys are gone already.
So let me ask you, man, with Crimson Desert selling 5 mil, you'd be worried if it was going up against GTA?
Based on how the reviews went, yes. Because I already know these same reviewers would have glazed GTA. And we already know that even if reviewers aren't the end all be all, they help sell a game. If okay, look at it this way, Nano. If Crimson Desert could sell 5 million in less than a month with mixed reviews, with these reviews also being disingenuous, can you imagine if Crimson Desert had real reviews after like 60 hours of play and everyone had time to actually touch the game and know what the game actually is and how it feels like to play? Do you think that these reviews would be sitting at like low 80s, mid 80s, or low 90s? Let's be real, because I really think the game should be somewhere near 90.
I still haven't played the game, so it's kind of hard for me to say. But I will say that I'm still hearing great things, and I am hearing people say that, you know, right now they would see it. They could definitely see it in Game of the Year.
I think if this game reviewed well at around a 90, the sales would probably be crazy right now. Like the sales are still crazy at 5 million in less than a month.
You think it would have hit the 6 mil mark already?
Oh no, I think it would have hit around 10 mil already.
Damn, so you think the reviews?
I think the reviews. I think the reviews slowed this wagon down. Like, because remember, first week everyone was kind of skeptical. Second week, even too, everyone was kind of skeptical, but the game was still selling. But if the reviewers weren't on that BS from day one, and they really reviewed this game how it was supposed to, the sales would have went crazy.
Hey, you might be right, man. You might be on to something.
Because speaking on reviewers, you know, another game just released recently, which was Mouse PI. Right? That game,
Mouse PI for hire.
Yep, and that game was an anticipated Mickey Mouse game, and a lot of people that have got the game and played it had said nothing but good things about it. IGN reviews the game. Guess what? They give the Crimson Desert Special a 6, and everybody is on their ass right now.
Yeah, I saw that. When I saw Mouse PI for hire getting a 6, I'm like, damn. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen anybody else review it, so I didn't know what to believe. Or, I mean, usually when I see IGN review something, I kind of take it with a grain of salt. I don't really take it as serious. But to me, Mouse PI for Hire looked like it was a pretty interesting and intriguing game. So when IGN reviewed it as a, so I'm like, what's going on?
Yep.
Like, what is IGN really think it was that kind of mediocre?
I don't know what's going on with IGN, but at this point, they're gonna lose whatever credibility they have left. And if
I mean,
this
let's be
wasn't
real.
an eye opener for you after what they did to Crimson Desert, I hope this is.
Let's
I hope
be
you can see
real.
past the BS.
People kind of been shitting on IGN forever for their reviews. I don't think nobody takes the reviews seriously.
I get that, but you know, with back-to-back reviews like this, like a lot of people are gonna
Definitely
start
not
looking
doing them any favors.
Nah, it's not. And I think
Damn.
at this point we can't really trust reviewers because these are the same ones that hold our games up for game of the year. These are the ones that be holding our games up by gunpoint. And it's like if they don't align with whatever ideology or message that you have going for your game, just know your game's not probably going to be up for game of the year.
I think you have to know what. I think you have to kind of know, kind of find credible sources that you believe in or relate to that you think has good credibility. Because I don't want everybody to think that all journalists or reviewers are just like IGN. Because IGN and Eurogamer, that's only a small portion of like actual reviews. So there are like a whole bunch of others. It's just that some are kind of questionable, but you still have like really legit ones out there too. So, just gotta do your research.
I think the real issue
And
is
like
that
I said, you
IGN is
could
just
just
the
listen to
biggest out of all of
YouTubers.
them.
You see the same?
I'm just saying the difference is that IGN is just the biggest out of all of them. So they have the most weight out of the rest of the journalists.
I mean, but that's the thing though. Like I said, a lot of people actually don't take their views seriously. In fact, IGN is the
McDonald's reviewers at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. They get memed on the most out of any reviewer journalist outlet. So
Eurogamer's right there with them, though. I'll say that.
Possibly, but pretty. I guess all I'm saying is, Sammy, is people already know IGN. People are already looking at IGN like a joke, and it's been like that for like the past decade, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. So this is kind of like par for the course, actually. I guarantee you, if you see like them review something, like let's say the Mouse PI for Hire, right? Or like a movie, and they reviewed it kind of mediocre to not good, people are in the comments are gonna be like, well damn, if they're saying it's not good, that means it's great, and I can't wait to watch it or play it. That's the long lasting IGN. So, I would say not to worry. And I still think Crimson Desert's gonna make some waves, man. I mean, the devs are steadily.
Oh, it definitely is gonna make waves. Like I said, I think it's gonna be.
And,
I think it's gonna get that Witcher 3 treatment. But the only difference is this had a better launch than Witcher 3.
Okay. I agree, man. I agree. Shout out, Witcher, man.
Aside from like great games, getting bad reviews or selling well. You know, not everything is all peachy in the gaming industry. You know, recently, we did mention, I believe last week, but we didn't know if it was confirmed or not that, you know, first Berserker Khazan studio did dissolve. They did get closed. This is unfortunate because this game I actually thought should have been nominated for something last year for Game of the Year awards. It wasn't. And like I said, we got games like Hades 2 that couldn't even release everywhere being nominated up in Game of the Year. Shoot, first Berserker Khazan could have been nominated. Arc Raiders could have been nominated.
Hades 2 was one of the most highest rated of last year.
Highest rated games on PC only.
It don't matter, bro. People love Hades.
See, when Hades won, got his flowers in Game of the Year the first time, it was justified. Everyone had their hands on the game.
Hades 2 wasn't gonna get his flowers, and people say it's a superior game.
I mean, shoot, if Hades 2 took till this year to really drop on all platforms, shoot, maybe the game should have been withheld from Game of the Year last year and placed into this Game of the Year.
And nobody believes that, bro.
I believe that.
Nobody believes it.
You taking up space for better games at the time, like Arc Raiders. Dang.
Hey, that's subjective because people love Hades 2.
Hey man,
I know you
Arc
love
Raiders.
Arc Raiders, but you know, let's be you know, let's have an open mind.
I had an open mind. That's why I said if the game was going to release everywhere this year, it should have probably been up for Game of the Year this year.
Listen, Hades 2 deserves what it got, man. No, it is what it is. Now, first Berserker Khazan, I do agree with you that it deserved to be
nominated for
at
anything.
least one category.
Not even action category, nothing.
Yeah, I thought it would have been nominated for best action.
That's the Hogwarts Legacy Space Marines 2 treatment right there. Banger game and not nominated for nothing.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't even play First Berserker, but I hear amazing things about that game. And people said that game was like super hard.
And see, this is what I keep saying. When are we gonna give good games their flowers? What, when it's too late? When studios for those games shut down?
Shit,
because now we don't.
Flowers.
Yeah, Expedition got their flowers, but that was a given. What about First Berserker? You know, like I said last week, could you imagine if the Space Marines 2 studio decided to say, "Oh, you know, I guess our game wasn't really that good. We're not gonna make a third game." Like what?
So, to be fair, I don't know how much of this had to do with the developers themselves, but I don't know if the game undersold. It just didn't meet. Like I don't know if the game didn't make a profit. I just know that it didn't meet the expectations that the company wanted it to make, and that's why they ended up dissolving the company, or you know, the workers in the other projects.
Damn. So apparently that game, First Berserker Khazan, sold around 500 to 700K units. It didn't even hit 1 million yet.
Damn, it's crazy because I actually know a lot of content creators that played the game.
See, and this is why I say a game like this should get its flowers during the Game Awards, because if a game like this gets its flowers or gets nominated for something, a lot of people go back to that game and try and go play it. Arc Raiders, best multiplayer. People go out there looking for it to go play it. It goes on sale during the holiday season in December, and guess what? The player count booms. You know, everyone says a game peaks when it first drops. No, Arc Raiders peaked again in December after the Game of the Year awards. So imagine First Berserker Khazan getting its flowers during the Game Awards. People go check back that game. It would have boosted the sales number. It would have definitely crossed 1 million sales.
Yeah, it probably could have, but like I said, I mean, you kind of had this conversation or prior to the podcast,
Mhm.
but I don't want it to make it look like it's the Game Awards like job to like keep studios up. Um, honestly, I just think gaming is kind of in like a weird, toxic place where even if your game is good, your studio could still get shut down. Like you could do everything perfect, and your studio get shut down.
It's unfortunate.
I think, and First Berserker's Khazan's. So this is what I think about First Khazan. With the great reception that the game got, I think the studio, I don't know the ins and outs of what they had planned, but even though the game reviewed really good, they didn't, I guess it didn't meet the sales that they wanted it to make, so they decided to dissolve the studio. Now, I think that was a mistake because some games might not, you know, the first game might have not been the one that like blew up, right? But the second one could have been the one that put the whole thing on the map. Because First Berserker Khazan, I think, is a part of like a whole like universe for that developer, I think. But I think First Berserker Khazan was like supposed to like go deeper into the that game's universe or something like that.
Well, the universe looked like it just got scaled back indefinitely.
Pretty much, man. It's almost like they didn't have faith in their team, like make the game, make a better game second go around. But if you ask me, Sammy, when Dark Souls first came out, right? Like Demon Souls, it was a cult. It had a cult fan base.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like first,
just like Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, some games start off with cult fan base, but sometimes you need a second iteration for the public to like, for your shit to blow up, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I think some companies are kind of getting the rug pulled under them. Like they're not getting a chance for their games to be like, go on beyond the first game. And who knows, they could, if they made for a Khazan 2, that game could have been the one that fucking broke the market, fucking made multiple Game of the Year lists or nominees and everything. They stopped at this one, which is highly unfortunate because I hear the game is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know what Nexon is on right now because that is the publisher behind the first Berserker Khazan. But it seems like Nexon don't really. I don't know. Mind you, guys, Nexon is the publisher behind Maple Story. So, Maple Story is their baby. That was their cash cow that really blew them into gaming existence. But, they also did the Kart Rider game. They also made Vindictus. They also made Mabinogi.
Shout out Vindictus, man.
It's not like these guys don't know what they're doing in terms of MMOs or MMORPGs, but they really started to hit their stride when they started being the publishers of Embark Studio and the finals came out. And more recently, last year, Arc Raiders came out. But it's just like, they also dropped first Berserker Khazan last year. So they had banger after banger, but it's like, if first Berserker Khazan isn't seeing the success of like Arc Raiders, they just gonna give up on the game. It's a new IP. Not every new IP you're gonna have is gonna be a banger instantly. So I don't know. It's not like Nexon don't have the money to support that game.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's not like they're a brokey studio.
No, not after I just named the games that they have in their repertoire. Maple Story guys. This
Like,
was
I
the
don't
part of
know.
the big three with RuneScape and World of Warcraft, Maple Story. So I don't know how they can possibly look at first Berserker Khazan and say this game is a failure. Maybe to their eyes because they're looking at Arc Raiders and Arc Raiders is doing crazy numbers and they're like, well, if you're not doing Arc Raiders numbers, you're a failure. And it's like that's a different genre, different game. We can't look at everything the same. You know,
Yep.
what is your game Kazan competing with in its genre? What are the games looking like in terms of sales? If they're not, if your game is Kazan is not doing somewhat similar, okay, maybe at that point you look at it as a failure. But I think Kazan was like a game on its own because even though it's a Souls-like game, it's a different type of Souls-like game, if that makes sense. So it's in a weird gray area where it's a Souls-like, but it has its own kind of genre in the Souls-like universe, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It
But I
almost
think
felt kind of like anime style, kind of like in that
yes,
Code Vein era.
exactly. So I literally
And
think,
Code Vein got a second game.
and that one wasn't really a hit either. So that's that's a disappointment. But that's for another time. But what I don't know. I think the Souls-like moniker really kind of killed anything this game could have had. Because they're probably like, okay, it's a Souls-like, so where's the money at? All the Souls-likes make money, which isn't really true. It's more or less, there have been bangers in the Souls-like genre, but for the most part, I can count on like one hand how many have been like real successes. So
Yeah, it's a hit or miss genre.
I really think Nexon thought because this game was touted as a Souls-like, it's supposed to hit Souls-like numbers, and they didn't. And you know, maybe they're like, oh well, we also have Arc Raiders under our belt. You ain't even doing Arc Raiders numbers. So I don't know. This game might be a failure. I don't know what their budget is, but I'm pretty sure they made back some kind of profit off of their budget for this game, even with the 500 to 700,000 sales.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But it seemed like they
Like,
wanted
how
to
big
hit
could this
big.
game really be?
They wanted to hit the lottery.
Yeah.
You
In
know.
all honesty, it sucks that we're losing a studio that could produce games like this. But in all honesty, it's not the only one we lost because recently, you know, I came up playing Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. That was a Game Pass game. It was a banger. It is another Souls-like game. And, you know, the studio behind this was Lean Z. And Lean Z, when I first looked them up, because I was like, who is this company? And, you know, I wanted to know the people behind Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. So I looked them up and, you know, the studio's called Lean Z. But in terms of their history and like the breadcrumbs in terms of what games they made previously, there's nothing. These guys were an indie studio, came up out of nowhere from China and created Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. And this game was supposed to be like a first Berserker Khazan kind of game where they had an expansive universe plan. And now it doesn't look like we're getting that either because this studio also got dissolved. This studio also got shut down. You know, the director and the producer of the game, he was fired and he went on to make another team. I don't know if they're going to look to try and make a spiritual successor to Wu-Chang now that he's over there, but it's not looking good.
Damn, Sam, you actually fucked with this game. I remember watching your streams.
I did. This was my first experience ever playing a Souls-like. And because of Wu-Chang, I told myself I was finally going to touch all the Dark Soul games that I own. I have the entire trilogy. And after I played the trilogy, I was going to buy Elden Ring. Because I was like, it makes no sense buying Elden Ring and I've never played Dark Souls. Even though they're two separate games, two separate universes. But to me, it didn't feel right, if that makes sense. So I said, I'll play.
You want to start where it all started?
Yeah, I want to do the whole trilogy first. Go through those games, play them, and then go to Elden Ring. So I told myself I ain't buying Elden Ring until then. I'm not just gonna have it sit in my backlog and collect dust. So, you know, I played Wu-Chang and I'm like, yo, this is what I've been missing out on. This is what a Souls-like is. I remember I was doing one boss. I forget her name. She was, hang on, I could probably find her name real quick. But I was on that one boss, and literally she took me 5 hours to pass. And Caleb was watching me, and he was like, "Yup, Sammy, this is it. This is the type of games we play. We get on the boss just giving us work." And I'm like, "Caleb, I don't know if I could pass this, man. I've been here for 5 hours now." Oh my God, Nano. This took me back to days of playing Ninja Gaiden, where you couldn't get past the boss because he was just too good. And I'm like, damn, I missed this. I haven't had a feeling like this in forever. And that was an experience I think I was missing in gaming, because it really never felt like I was being challenged enough when I played games. And mind you, I was not like I'm playing like Peppa Pig or something like that. No offense to Peppa Pig, but I'm playing games that is going to give me a challenge. I play multiplayer games, other players are going to give me a challenge, but I guess I was missing out on single player games where the bosses would challenge me. And like we've said in a couple episodes on the podcast now, it's like, there's nothing wrong with playing live service games, but there's something to be said about playing single player games. There's a different kind of feeling, a dopamine injection that you get from playing single player games, because we all started off playing single player games, and these were the games that challenged us as kids. We would get stuck on a level, get stuck on a boss for a week, and then we don't play the game, and then we come back, we beat the boss, and we move along. We end up beating the game eventually. But then maybe 10 years, 5 years down the line, we get older, we revisit these challenging games, and we beat the boss, and we're like, that used to take me forever as a kid. I smoked him in like 2 seconds. And we feel nostalgic about it because we knew what we had to go through to pass that. And now we feel like we reached a stage in gaming where we're like untouchable because of how we just demolished that boss. So this is what single player games need. This is what single players need to be great again, because right now we've gotten a lot of single player games. A lot of them have been hit and miss. But I feel like with the introduction to Souls-like as a genre is giving us that fix that we need, where games can challenge us again, and that is great for gaming. I don't care about you being stuck on a boss for 10 hours or a week. We've all been through it. Stop being a you know what, and get your shit together and beat that boss. We don't need patches coming to the game and making bosses weaker. Crimson Desert, I'm looking at you. As great as you are, I don't care if people are getting stuck on a boss for 10 hours, getting stuck on a puzzle for 45 minutes, or people need to get their hands held by yellow paint. Luke Stevens, thank you for, shouting out these people and exposing them in the industry, because we don't care. Level up. That's what gaming is about. We don't need patches to make things easier. Damn it, I almost beat the second boss that everyone was struggling on forever. My first time ever. And because I decided to take a break from the game for a while because I had stuff going on, I come back and the game patched that boss. So when I came back and fought the boss, he was easy. That is not what I want in a game. I want a challenge. And I accepted the challenge the first time around when he beat me. I was expecting to take the challenge on again the second time and beat him this time. Instead, I had an unfair advantage because now I just smoked him.
Damn.
It seemed like the difficulty slider went up on me instead of the boss. That's not how it's supposed to be. But
man, I mean, that's because the casuals, bro.
Yep,
They want the
casuals are getting into gaming. Shit, man. Yeah, but the casuals need to know, this ain't the usual genre they playing in. This ain't Pokemon. This ain't Power World. This ain't Legend of Zelda. You have to come with something if you want to fight these bosses. And, I think Wu Chang had that fix for me, like how some people had that fix with Black Myth Wukong. And like I said, this was supposed to be an expansive universe like first Berserker Khazan. So we were supposed to get other iterations down the line in this franchise. But because the director, the head director and producer was fired, I don't think that's something that happens, at least not with this name. Like I said, still a chance that he can come up with his other studio and they do a spiritual successor and do it that way. But only time will tell. And it's unfortunate that we've lost two good studios like this, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, both of them are out of Asia. I know Lindsay was a Chinese studio. I'm not sure what the studio was located that did the first Berserker Khazan. I'm not sure if you know, Nano.
Nah, I don't know exactly.
Neo people. So I'm thinking this is possibly
You think it might be like a
a
Korean
Korean.
studio?
Yeah, I'm looking that up now. Yeah, it's in Korea. So this was actually a
Okay.
Korean studio that got shut down. So not only did we lose 2 games that were, well, the games are still playable, but not only did we lose 2 promising studios, but we possibly lost now 2 universes to these franchises.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate because we were just saying how, you know, Asia's come a long way in gaming. They're finally starting to take a foothold, and here we are losing 2 Asian studios and 2 franchises at the same time. And that goes back to what I've been saying all along. Like, we had the chance to give these guys our flowers. We ain't doing it till it's too late. And we talking about, oh no, they're gone. It's like, yeah, but when they were here, what did you do for them? Did you recognize them? That's the question we got to ask ourselves. Speaking of,
I agree, man.
but speaking of some firings, Nano, you know, recently PlayStation fired Shuhei Yoshida.
Damn, why everybody getting fired, bro?
Bro, you asking me like I know the answers.
Come on, man.
I wish I had that.
Sammy, bro.
I wish I knew why people were getting fired or studios were being closed, but this is like Angel said earlier. You know, gaming is in a weird place right now. Your game could be a hit, but you know, for whatever reason, your publisher might think otherwise, and all of a sudden your studio is closed down. But this is a bit different because this is, if I'm not mistaken, this guy was like the head of PlayStation at the time.
Damn, was he?
Or the head at somewhere in PlayStation. So
Damn,
it says he's the video game producer and former president. Yeah, so he was the former president of Sony Interactive.
Shit.
Apparently, Jim Ryan is the one that pushed him out.
Damn.
Yeah, and we all know what happened to Jim Ryan.
Oh man.
So
Bro,
Jim
what's
Ryan's the
going
reason
on in
why
the game,
PlayStation
bro?
said they're going to do 12 live service games, and then they canceled half of them, and then since then they look like they canceled the rest of them, apart from a
Need
few.
to stop focusing on fucking live service. That's
They
what's getting
also,
everybody fucked up.
Jim Ryan also closed down some studios in Japan and also moved the headquarters from Japan to California. Another L. And then I guess, you know, another thing under his belt was pushing out Shuhei Yoshida.
Damn, bro. I don't know how I feel about this.
This is a weird situation, to be honest.
It is. I just feel like, you know, it's so crazy, Sammy. When I was younger, man, I used to want to be like a game dev or wanted to like have like some sort of job or career in like the gaming environment. But that shit look, man, iffy right now.
I don't know what's going on with
Shit,
gaming.
you might wake up tomorrow and your job gone.
That is true.
Man. A lot going on, bro.
From what has been said, like a rift started between him and Jim Ryan because he said he didn't want to do ridiculous things.
Hold on. Wait, what? Ridiculous things? What does that mean?
So apparently, because Yoshida was the head of like the first party division they made a switch for him to like. So I think he was like, I don't want to have all these games be live service. And I guess, Jim Ryan, he loves live service games. It started that rift. And because of that, it's been like him or me kind of thing. And obviously, Jim Ryan was the guy, and Yoshida obviously got fired.
Damn. Oh man, kind of reminds me of like when like the people from Xbox got fired. That guy and that lady.
I mean,
the black lady.
I mean, Sarah Bond. Like we could technically say she got fired, but I think with Phil Spencer was different. He was always looking on his retirement way out, and he was using Sarah Bond to be his replacement, and everyone kind of already knew and understood that. It's just we didn't know when he was going to retire, and I think his retirement got pushed up a bit early because they pushed the Asha Sharma chick, and now she's the head. But Phil Spencer's not completely done with Microsoft and Xbox gaming right now. He's going to be helping Asha Sharma up until I think June or something like that, and then she's going to have like the full control by herself, from what I heard. So really, the only person that got pushed out was Sarah Bond.
I don't know, man. It look like a lot of people getting pushed out, man.
Yeah. I mean, at least with Asha Sharma so far, we could say that she's trying. I mean, with the whole Game Pass thing, I think the whole Game Pass thing was overblown because, like I said, the only tier that was affected with the price hike was Game Pass Ultimate. And like I said, not everyone was going to pay $20 a month anyways for Ultimate. And it also didn't help that they bumped it to $30 a month. But like I said, not everyone was on Ultimate. And I think her getting the price reduced down back into the 20s was a good thing instead of paying $30 a month. So people are going to look at that and be like, okay, she's onto something. It's not anything crazy, but she's onto something, and she's making strides to do what, the fans want out of Xbox, or I guess Microsoft gaming at this point. So she looks like she's trying to bring the brand back to where it should be. So right now, I think she's off to a decent start. We'll see what the future holds. Another thing a lot of people were mentioning and talking about were the exclusives. And she said, nothing's set in stone. There's stuff that we could revisit. So I don't know if she's going to look at exclusives and say, single player games like Fable, maybe that's an exclusive. When we look at multiplayer games like Gears, maybe we don't need to have that be exclusive. Or maybe, the game drops, and I know with Halo, at least, you can choose to decide to download the online or the campaign. Same thing with COD. Maybe they're looking at it like, you know what? The game can drop, but you guys on the other platforms ain't getting the single player campaign. You guys can only get the multiplayer section of the game. Maybe they handle things differently that way. I'm not sure, but only time will tell. We'll see what she's up to. But like I said, right now, I think she's on through a decent start with trying to lower the price for Game Pass. Call of Duty had to be that the bullet, but I think, like I said earlier, Fortnite could have been removed instead of COD. But it is what it is. Price was reduced in the end of the day, so we'll give her that. With Shuhei Yoshida, is unfortunate because I think as a person that's president of Sony Interactive Entertainment, and he was like parts of projects of God of War, Uncharted, Ghost of Tsushima. I think a person like that is very important to your franchise, to your organization, and to lose someone like that over them not seeing eye to eye with, Jim Ryan over live services, stupid. I think this is a guy that's proven. This guy is driven, and he's a pivotal person in your organization because they got stuff done. They kind of made the brand what it was because at the time Sony was known for its platformers and its mascots. And during the PS4 era, Sony kind of rebranded itself and was known as the movie game franchise or the movie game platform. If you wanted to play big AAA movies, you got the Sony console. That was its thing. And those movie type of games translated to Game of the Year recognition. So losing a guy like that behind that kind of phase is kind of puzzling to me. I think if I'm the head of PlayStation or the head of Sony, I'm not making that move. I don't care. Whoever Ryan is in my organization, sorry, but you're not telling me that I got to lose Yoshida just to get 12 live service games. That's not how this works. Like, what have you done for me lately? I heard you did big things for Sony in Europe, but we talking about a guy that kind of shifted this franchise and pushed it to another level, to the point where everyone was saying at the time, if you wanted to play Game of the Year titles, you came to PlayStation for that. You don't get those Game of the Year titles on Nintendo or Xbox. Xbox only got multiplayer games. Nintendo only got Pokemon games. That's what people were saying back in the day. So you don't come out of nowhere and remove that guy. If anything, you back him up and say, well, no, we're not going to lose him just because you want 12 live service games. Figure something out. Maybe you don't come out with 12 live service games. Maybe you figure out which franchises can get live service games. Maybe it's not 12. Maybe it's 6. Maybe it's not 6. Maybe it's 3. And really and truly, if I think about the franchises that, PlayStation owns, the only ones I would rather see get a live service game is probably a game like Days Gone, where you can make like a zombie live service game. I don't see how you could do an Uncharted live service, but they were trying to do an Uncharted multiplayer live service. That didn't work, obviously. The Last of Us, I can kind of see that work, but obviously that didn't work. That got canceled as well. Horizon, but they canceled that one too, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. Like I said, there's a couple franchises that could pull it off, but I don't see every franchise doing it. And, obviously it didn't pan out the way it was supposed to because Jim Ryan's gone as well. So not only did you get rid of Yoshida over live service games pretty much, but Jim Ryan left too. So was Jim Ryan really your guy? Because you guys made it seem like he was your guy because y'all got rid of Yoshida.
Yeah, man. So basically more people leaving, bro.
Yeah. And over stupid decisions, it seems like.
I mean, but that don't sound like that's the end of people leaving, because apparently people in DBD get laid off.
Yes, bro, these layoffs are crazy. So apparently, like a prominent animator, I don't know if this guy was the head of the animation department or what, but it seems like he had a significant role because based on the information, the projects he worked on for DBD, they were pretty big. So he worked on animations for like Chucky, animations for like not Stranger Things, Five Nights at Freddy. So a lot of these franchises that came to Dead by Daylight were bangers. Chucky was a banger. Five Nights at Freddy's was a banger. And for a guy to work on these animations and all of a sudden he's just gone, it's weird to me. This reminds me of when they let go of their marketing department. And if anyone remembers at the time that plays DBD or follows DBD, DBD was hitting with their trailers. I remember when they were dropping The Unknown, and The Unknown had a series of trailers, and I was like, damn, this is Dead by Daylight? This looks like it's a movie I could go watch in theaters right now. They got rid of these guys, their marketing department. Weird.
Yeah.
Then they come and do this. they lay off this guy. And honestly, before that, they laid off like 1,000 people at one point at Behavior. So it's like they got a history of just laying people off. And for a game that seems to be, by their definition, in a good place, and they're doing big things, they seem to be laying off more people. And I don't understand this, because aside from laying off this animator, you know, Dead by Daylight came out with an announcement with new collaborations for the game. So they're collaborating with Darkest Dungeon, the video game, the dungeon crawler. They're collabing again with Attack on Titan for their 2v8 mode. And then Alien is getting another collection. So I don't understand how you laying off people, but then you're putting out this content and you're doing collabs again. But then I have to wonder, with all these licensed collaborations, are you guys laying people off just to save money because you got to pay for these licenses?
Damn.
Because at some point, I'm going to have to pinpoint this to something. It's either they losing money off of the game, they're not making enough money off of the game, so they got to cut some people, or these licenses to these collaborations that are in this game are costing them some money, so then they got to cut some people. Either way, I'm looking at it as them taking a loss, so they got to cut people. I don't know what's going on at Behavior.
Usually when people cut people 9 times out of 10, well, let's say 7 times out of 10 is because they're taking a loss and they're cutting employers to save bread.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's one of the quote unquote easiest ways to save on money for a lot of companies. But, you know, obviously that's not a good thing, because that means people are losing jobs, which is never a good thing.
No.
But I don't know. I haven't been playing DVD, so I don't really know what's like the status of behavior in DVD right now. But
I mean, it's not bad right now. I think it's in a solid spot. I just think they need to really work on balancing, because as much as they want to say, the killer side is the side that gets shafted, because they're doing all these balance changes to handhold the survivors. And I can say this because I play both sides. And if you really want to know, I'm a killer main, but I play survivor more than I play killer. So I'm not biased. I can see it from both sides. And when people say, well, survivor's so hard, especially in solo queue. No, you know why solo queue is so hard? It's not because killers are just that strong. It's because survivors just don't know how to play the game. There's so many times where there's different scenarios that would come about in a game, and all of a sudden people just don't know how to play. Someone's on a hook, so everyone decides to go rescue the person on the hook. That also means there's no one working on jet. Stupid. Someone's in a chase, but the entire time that person's in a chase, no one's working on gens. Stupid. It's things like this where it's just like, it just shows me it's not the fact that solo queue is hard. It's just that people don't know how to play, so it makes solo queue harder than it has to be. It makes surviving harder than it should be, because really and truly people just aren't playing the game how it should be, or they're not playing their role. They're not contributing. Like, if I got to do 3 gens and we still end up losing because no one's doing anything else when I'm the one that's in a chase now, that means I'm carrying you. I should not be carrying you. This is not a group project. Well, it is a group project, but this is not a group project where I'm going to do all the work and everyone's going to ride my coattails to a level 4 or A+ or 90%. This is not how this works. You want to live? Put in some work. Because I go out there and I go out there and let the killer kill me so y'all can die.
Man,
that's what really happened.
Crazy, man. You throwing?
I will sandbag to teach y'all a lesson. I will let the killer have me because I know you guys on your own. Because if you could, I wouldn't have to carry.
Okay.
And that's why when I switch to killer, I'm out here killing the whole lobby. You know why? Because y'all stupid. That's why.
Yeah. When I play DVD, if I only play Survivor if I'm playing with people, but if I'm by myself, I always play Killer.
And that's the best way to play.
I can't play Survivor without comms, bro. That shit.
Why, you gonna crash out?
Butter juice. That shit ass, bro.
Go rescue them off the hook.
Bro, it's like you're playing a different fucking game.
Yo,
That
I've
shit's
been
like-
saying that. I've been saying that. And you know, if I'm playing with my girlfriend, it's at least somewhat decent and somewhat manageable because me and her will be on comms and be like, okay, our teammates are trash, but you know, we can still use them as decoys. Like, we'll rescue them off the hook and they'll get chased or whatever for like a minute or two. That'll give us enough time to do 2 gens in the meantime. Like, this is how we think. We're like, our teammates are trash, but as long as we keep taking them off the hook and we do gens, we'll escape. They'll die. And that's how we got to look at things because our teammates are just that bad. They don't know how to play the game. So these developers will come now, behavior, and they will balance the game according to how the survivors play the game. So because the survivors don't know how to play the game, guess what? There's now anti-slugging balance changes. You cannot slug and think you're going to win your way that way. The problem is some killers, their kit is based on slugging. The twins, you have to slug to win. And now you can't slug. So you can't win. You can't play by your role anymore. So it makes it hard to play as the killer or the twins. Your M1 killer or one attack button kill, guess what? Your MO was to slug to get your wins. You can no longer slug. This is what's making the game bad because these killers had nothing going for them in the beginning. These killers had weak powers because everything was getting power crept with all these new killers with different abilities or killers that have like 5 different attacks that they can do, like Dracula or the Lich King. Like, at some point, you got to look at these killers that are in the back, like Clown, Ghostface, Michael Myers. Well, I would have said Freddy Krueger, but they buffed him. And say, yo, we got to do something with these killers. Otherwise, they can't keep up with the new killers. And try to do balance changes for them. Try to buff them. But instead, no, they go across the board and they do an anti-slugging balance change in order to help survivors that are getting slugged.
That's
and it's
why I'm
like,
happy. My bad, go ahead.
I know, I was just going to say, and that's why the game is in a bad state for killers, at least, because all these balance changes that are coming to the game are only beneficial to one side. It doesn't help both sides.
I guess that's why I'm kind of happy I'm a Wraith main because I feel like Wraith is kind of like Wraith to me is like the most decent killer.
I would have said that before the anti-slugging changes. Honestly, I think the most balanced killer right now is probably Doctor Loki.
Think so?
Yeah, just because, you know, once you get the shock off, you're gonna have people showing their location with the after images. They're easy to locate on the map. If someone's trying to do a totem, you just shock once and boom, they gotta restart the totem. You know what I mean? Like, you have so much macro management going on, and you don't really have to do much. Yeah, they're kind of weak in a chase, but you know, you shot them a few times and all of a sudden, you know, they can't use a pallet, they can't vault. You know, they're going for a hook save, and all of a sudden they can't get the hook save in time, and that person now loses a hook state. Like, there's so much that they could affect that it makes them dangerous, especially on a small map where your shot can like reach everywhere on the map. Something like the game, like if the doctor's on the game, like, don't even bother doing a gen, don't bother doing anything, because you're getting hit by everything he gives you.
Does the game, is 2v8 still in the game?
Yeah, 2v8's coming back on the 28th.
Okay.
And based on the trailer, yeah, go ahead.
Do you think they should just make that a permanent mode, or do you like that it comes back?
Honestly,
make it feel more special to you?
Honestly, now that you mention it, they did say that 2v8 at some point eventually is going to be permanent in the game.
Okay.
But the only reason why they haven't gone through with it yet is because they're trying to figure out how they could, balance the matchmaking where while 2v8 is going on, because that's the most played game mode when it's in the game, that the regular 1v4
Jessica.
mode doesn't suffer.
How we doing, effort? It is unfortunate to see so many people take a step away from the game. A lot of people step away from the game. Effort. Oh, my bad. I just came back and I seen effort and Cookie Queen say something in the chat. Apparently, Speedstorm's last event only had like 7,000 people participate or some shit like that. Like it's very low.
That's terrible. Because I remember back then, like we did I think it was Caleb, where he purposely came last just to see how many people would participate in the event. It was like 60K.
Yeah, and it was like at the 40Ks at one point. I guess a lot of people were holding out on them reverting their changes in the season, and once they didn't, and then they see, I think the nail on the coffin. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but they released a max out tomater pack for $100.
What?
Yeah, 6-star tomater max out. It don't matter if you have a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. No matter what, it's $100. I seen that shit. I'm like, oh yeah, we definitely like forcing to kill the game. Yo, how we doing, Ken?
Listen, man.
Are you not hearing me? I acknowledged everybody.
Speedstorm been. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time, man. Hey, Angel, find your next game, bro.
I still have yet to find this next game for me. It's horrible.
I mean, Angel could always make the switch to Dead by Daylight.
I'm about to be a DJ fucking marbles on stream fucking streamer at this fucking point.
Damn.
At this point, guys. Because, man, I don't think there's any... I mean, I still play video games, but damn, man. I don't know if there's a game that's catching my attention.
Daylight, bro.
Nah, fuck that shit. I'm a DVD type of player, man. I'm probably gonna just find something and just focus on that one game for now.
But play marathon.
It's just none of those games are giving me that. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just not giving me that drive to want to play.
Man,
That's
mean,
fair.
you can play Pragmata. It sell $1 million.
Yep.
And you got a daughter, man. They saying, bro, people are saying that Pragmata, it makes you want to start a family.
Yo, what the hell?
Oh, man, that's the least game I need to play then.
I guess because like the bond with the guy and the girl, it makes people like, it feels very wholesome, so it makes people want to like start their own family and whatnot.
That's crazy work.
I don't know, Angel. You got daughters, man. You might connect with it through that.
Man, all I need is another game that I won't even play. Yo, that's crazy. Ken, you must have us muted, bro. You definitely trolling if you're saying that you can't hear us, because I definitely acknowledge you twice right now.
I mean, I see subtitles on mine. Volume's down, so that means we're seeing something.
Brainwashing 101 is crazy. Why you gaslighting me, Ken? Why you gaslighting me?
Oh man. But,
But
I mean,
you know, for Dead by Daylight, at least it looks like they're in a decent place, apart from the layoffs. So hopefully, with this next collab with the 2v8, because it's supposed to be Attack on Titan, actually, Nano.
yeah, I saw they showed Aaron Yeager, his Attack Titan form.
Yeah, and he was massive. Pause. So I'm thinking
Whoa.
maybe in 2v.
Whoa!
I'm thinking maybe in this 2v8 iteration that if you play as Eren Yeager, which is supposed to be the Oni, you're actually going to be that tall. And it looks like from the trailer, at least, we might be getting Attack on Titan inspired map. Maybe, I don't know.
Pause.
That'd be pretty beast.
That'd be pretty cool because I remember when Oni came out, the My Little Oni game mode for 2v8, and he was massive.
Whoa, you're pause.
I was like, damn, why don't they allow us to use Attack on Titan skin with this game mode? Like, would have been perfect because you could have ran around as the Armored Titan. And I guess maybe someone at Behavior had the same idea, and they said, look, we'll give you another 2v8 mode with Attack on Titan, and we'll give you the Eren Yeager Titan skin where you can run around at his size. So we'll see.
Okay. It's definitely something to look forward to.
Most definitely.
Okay. I guess we could fucking get into
Fair Games?
Get into what?
Fair Games, the live service shooter from Sony.
Yeah, we can. Oh, you talking about the fucking
Extraction shooter. Hey, you know what? It was supposed to be like a heist game at first, and all of a sudden this game turned into an extraction shooter. This game's gonna flop. It's dead on arrival.
Didn't we just talk about how Disney was coming out with an extraction shooter?
Yep.
Bro,
And now Sony wants their extraction shooter.
They're right now we in the extraction shooter wave, and what happened? Games that
Damn, man. Arc Raiders started a wave like Fortnite did.
I wouldn't even say it was Arc Raiders though. I'd low key say it was The Division because they started the genre.
Bro,
Yeah, but Division has been out for many years though. That's what I'm saying though.
The thing is, Arc Raiders is basically Fortnite, bro. Like people, they didn't start creating, like going crazy with the BRs until Fortnite.
Yeah.
Shout out to PUBG.
And yeah, I mean there was other battle royales that came around the same time as Fortnite or been out longer than Fortnite, because that was the big beef, is that Fortnite took PUBG's battle royale and made it better, and a lot of PUBG fans are mad about that. Yeah, that it was mad tight about that. But I mean that goes to show you, just like at extraction shooters.
That's stupid.
I'm kind of confused because it's just like I get what you guys are saying. You guys are saying it's comparable, but to me, it's not really comparable. Just because even though Arc Raiders found success in the genre, it's not as big as Fortnite got into.
Oh yeah, no. I just mean for like the genre.
Big as Fortnite.
Yeah, for the genre, it's big. I just don't see how it's Fortnite big. You got it in the genre.
All right, the extraction shooter genre is extremely niche.
Yeah.
When Arc Raiders came out, it blew up.
Yeah.
Insanely crazy. It basically opened a lot of companies' eyes to extraction shooters, and it made them think there's a crazy audience for it. Studios saw that and they're like, wow, now I want to make one. Same way what people thought would be ours. Wow, Fortnite blew up. I want to make one.
Yeah.
They see people,
you know what?
See engagement, they see money.
You know what's even funnier?
I'm looking at the Division player counts from when they first came out, and I'm surprised that it's actually not even close to Arc Raiders.
This was also a looter shooter at the same time.
Arc Raiders is tech, bro.
But they had the extraction part in it too.
Yeah, but that was the dark zone only.
That was a like a specific
game mode
thing. That was
that was Division's end game, was the extraction mode, damn near, because that's how you were able to get like the best shit in the game.
So that was just That was just a fraction.
Yeah, not even Tarkov had these numbers. Yeah, so I guess you guys are right. Arc Raiders, in terms of like extraction shooters, is
Yeah, that's the
game.
pinnacle of the genre right now. Like, there's no debating that. But now, I mean, I heard Arc Raiders is having problems though. I heard their player base drop dramatically. You want to talk about that, Sammy?
Yeah, we could talk about that. But I don't think we're finished with the fair games section. So let's cover that real quick, and then we'll hop into Arc Raiders, because it is still an extraction shooter. But what do you guys think of, like, because I remember this game was announced as like a heist game. So what do you guys think of them pivoting and making an extraction shooter now?
Buffoonery. They're just trying to hop on the wave.
But yeah, these companies are trying to hop on the wave, trying to make a quick buck, and 9 times out of 10, these games are not gonna last.
Yeah,
It's good. It's just like the battle royales. Like, look at all the battle royales that came out, and it's, I mean, there's only what, Apex, Fortnite. I mean, PUBG is still a thing, but like when it comes to like the bigger
Warzone
and Warzone, the big three, Apex, Warzone, and Fortnite is the big three, and nobody got big enough any other game to take one of their spots.
And you know what, too? It's funny because PUBG is actually coming out with their extraction shooter too. So it's like PUBG is like, we did it before with Fortnite. Now we're doing it with Arc Raiders.
I mean, if you think about the extraction shooters, so far, I don't know of a big three, but I think so far the big two is Arc Raiders and Marathon. I think that's gonna be like the big two for the ongoing future, to be honest.
Man, you talk about big two, but I can't even say Marathon gonna be in the big two much longer, based on how things are going.
You still have like Escape from Tarkov and whatnot, but
no, you got to Escape from.
Oh yeah, Tarkov. Yeah, I forget about that.
Division. I think in terms of the big three, I think it's probably a big. I can't even say it's.
See, I wouldn't put Divisions in that category though, because it's not a full-fledged extraction game. It's a looter shooter with an extraction mode.
Where you
if that's the case, I guess it's Arc Raiders above everyone, because literally Tarkov, Marathon, and Hunt Showdown are all sitting around at the same player count.
I'm telling you, bro, Arc Raiders is the thing.
The Fortnite of
it's the Fortnite of extraction shooters.
Making no extraction shooter for Raiders.
I mean, and also with the success, all the hype that the streamers gave this game, like, you know, there's been streamers that got popular because of Arc Raiders.
That's a fact.
And so, like, I mean, this game has a lot of hype, or had a lot of hype. Yeah, I never heard of that streamer
until Arc Raiders.
Facts.
Me either.
Facts.
I was like, who the hell is this Burt Peanut guy? And why is he so big in the game?
I've never heard of Goop or nothing.
Yep, Goop. Until Arc Raiders, Goop wasn't a thing in my vocabulary, man.
And that goes to show you, man, like
rats and all that stuff too. Is like, what the hell?
Being at the right place at the right time and having that dedication, man. I'm telling you.
Well, I've heard of rats before.
I heard of rats, but in a different term. Like the way people were calling everybody a rat all of a sudden, I was like, oh.
Wow, what do they mean, Arc Raiders?
So a rat is someone that'll act like they're friendly, and then they'll shoot you in your back. Or a rat is someone that will sit in the extraction camp and just shoot you while you're trying to leave, so they can take your stuff.
Oh shit! They have those type of players in there. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
It's a rat.
We're thinking you put the secure your loot, and this motherfucker pops out of nowhere. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, I've experienced that. Not personally, but I was on a map and I was in Stella Montes.
You were a rat?
Nah, I was in Stella Montes, and literally I heard, like, we was all just chilling. Everybody I ran into was friendly. All of a sudden, by the extraction, I'm like, where I was located at the time, I was kind of close to the extraction, but I was like two rooms over, and upstairs like 2 floors, and all I heard was I'm like, wait, that doesn't sound like they fight in like Ark. It sounds like 2 people are fighting right now. And then I heard a big explosion. That was the end of the gunfire. Then I heard a bunch of talking on the proxy chat. "Oh, you just ratted me, man. I can't believe you just ratted me, man. I was just trying to leave." It's like, "Oh man, I don't care. We're in Stellamontis." I'm like, "Wait, hold up. Did
Yo,
this man just steal this guy?"
I'm also from New York, Ken.
So then all of a sudden, something came up in me, and I was just like, "Wait, pause." And I was like, "You know what? There's a rat. There's a rat by the extract. I'm
Something
about to take
came
this
in
fool
you.
out."
Pause.
Bro, I pulled out the blicky and I went downstairs by the extraction, and I hear them talking still. I'm like, "Oh, so there's a rat by the extract. Okay, I can play that game." I pulled out the gun and I started blasting. This dude tried to blow me up with a grenade, missed. I was like, "Oh, so you missed. Guess what? There's a shredder coming into this room. I'm not even gonna waste my ammo on you no more. I'm gonna let the shredder do his thing." I literally lured the shredder into the room, and I put a gas grenade and I dipped, and I left that fool in the room with the shredder. Don't know if it killed him, but I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna let a rat survive this crap. This guy's out here killing people by the extract, and no one's really aggressive in this lobby. Yeah, your time's up."
So Sammy, you gonna so does that mean you're gonna play the extraction shooter that they trying to make?
Who?
You.
Fairgames? I ain't playing that.
Yeah. Oh man.
From what I heard, it's supposed. You know what's so funny? It's weird because they said this game's supposed to be an extraction shooter, but it plays like Embark's other game, The Finals. So it's like, what are you trying to be? It doesn't even sound like they know what game they're trying to make. Because at first it was supposed to be a heist game like Payday, and now all of a sudden it's an extraction shooter. So what are we doing here? I wouldn't be surprised if this game doesn't even launch. I wouldn't be surprised if this game gets canceled at some point.
Yeah, bruh. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hey man, I at least said pause, Ken. I at least said pause.
No, I'm telling you, Sammy's a walking fucking soundboard.
I guess we could get into the Arc Raiders stuff. Look at what they got
Yeah,
going
so-
on with Arc Raiders.
Yeah, the community's been upset lately. Well, it all started with the lack of content. Everybody's expecting content as soon as possible. Like it's an update from, Pearl Abyss and Crimson Desert. It's like, bro, this is a multiplayer game. They can't just release content all the time. They also have to fix any bugs that come across, or the community comes across. So not only do they have to take time to fix bugs, but they also have to take time to give you new content in the stores and then give you new content gameplay wise. Like there's a lot to do. And, not every AAA studio has 1,000 people working at their studio. With Embark, didn't we just find out that they had like 200 plus working at their studios? And we were wondering at the time, because Embark owns 2 games, The Finals and Arc Raiders, we were wondering at the time if The Finals was going to shut down because how many people can you really dedicate to both these 2 games? Obviously, Arc Raiders and The Finals are still going strong. The Finals didn't shut down like I probably thought it was going to shut down. But at the time, I just thought the game was in a bad state because it was bleeding players. And one of the things that people were talking about with the Finals was, a lack of content, like how there used to be in the first 3 to 4 seasons of the game. With this game, I think that it's justified that the developers take their time with the content because they're not going to be able to deliver content all the time that they want it. First of all, these people are complaining, yet they get a free battle pass. And it's not even like the battle pass is ass. It's good cosmetics in the battle pass. You know what's ass? The cosmetics that you have to buy in the store with real money. So you guys get a free battle pass and the content's good. Then there's projects in the game that you can do that are like mini kind of objectives that unlock different cosmetics or content or even currency that you can use to get like paid content in the shop. So it's like they give you different ways to fulfill content. Yeah, it might just be scavenging resources, but at least it's something else to do other than doing quests or PvP or taking on arc like the queens or the matriarchs.
So
I just think people need to slow their roll. So at this point, at this point, people are just like, yo, we need more content. And I'm like, I understand that, but there's already so much to do in the game. Unless you're no life in this game and streaming, you shouldn't be saying anything. Half of these people are the same people that don't even do the expedition. First of all, I've done the expedition every season, and I've reset and prestige my account. So if half of the people are complaining about there not being enough content to do in the game, go freaking do an expedition and prestige yourself and start from scratch. There's so much to do after you start from scratch, and there's so much more benefits that you get on your account from starting from scratch again. How about you try something different instead of worrying about losing what you have? At the end of the day, if you're worried about losing your gear, you're not playing the game right. So everyone was complaining about there not being enough content. Guess what? The game is dropping the biggest content there has been in this game since launch, and it's coming in 5 days on the 28th. We're getting a new map. Everyone is hyped about this new map since it was leaked. We're also getting a new major arc threat, apparently more dangerous than the Queen and the Matriarch. There's nothing you can complain about when this shit drops, because they are delivering on what you want. And if you still find a reason to complain about this game after they drop the biggest content drop ever in this game, I don't know what these devs can do to please you guys, because hell, man, they giving you everything you're asking. When this game first dropped, they were doing updates and patches to please the community the same way that Pearl Abyss is doing it for Crimson Desert. And, you know, everybody loved these guys, but now all of a sudden these guys are the villains because they're not dropping content fast enough for you guys. It takes time to develop. Like, they can't just drop content instantly. Like, I don't know what you think. You think AI is working for them?
You know what the thing this is, bro? You know what the thing this is, Sammy? It's the same shit that every other live service game has, and that is trying to feed the motherfuckers that know life this game, the motherfuckers that play this game day in and day out because it's their favorite game. There's never gonna be enough content for those guys or for the streamers that play this for 8 hours a day, because, you know, they do everything. Because I mean, obviously that's what they're doing. This, I mean, obviously, unless you're a no life and you just playing this game and it consumes your life. But if you're a streamer, I understand. You know, you're playing this game. You have more time than anybody else because your job is streaming. You know.
Yep.
So, but I mean, I've seen this with a lot of live service games, man. Like, those type of people always complain, and that's just because they had nothing else to do, because they had the time to do everything, unlike the normal casual player that, you know, works a 9 to 5, or they can't dedicate hours every day for the game. That's why a lot of the times these companies cater to the casuals, because those people will, you know, always play, you know, at their own pace, and they already know the streamers are gonna play it because they still love the game. They complain, but they still play it anyways.
So the thing is that everyone's been talking about lately, the last 2 weeks, is that Arc Raiders has been bleeding players, and they've been bleeding players since, I want to say, February, but that's understandable because you're mid-season and, you know, you're still waiting on newer content. At the time, they didn't really have any big updates that really came to the game apart from Stella Montes, and that came back in December. And, you know, the player peaked again in December all the way up into late January. And then it started to get a player bleed at around the end of February. But like I said to you guys earlier, like, so what if they're losing players? I get it. There's not new content in the game to sustain all these players all the time, especially everyone's trying to play the game, no life in it. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. There's other games to play. I get it if you can no life the game, but you don't have to no life the game, especially if you know there's no new content really coming until next month, which is March, where they're giving us new art. And then they gave us a new map condition, which was close scrutiny, and that is crazy because a new arc on that can one-shot you if you're not careful and you're not doing what you need to do. And then on top of that, You know, I said the biggest content to drop in this game is coming in April. I told you guys. We won't know if Marathon will be a success until that update drops. Guess what? We have 5 days until that update drops. Marathon right now is not looking. It hasn't been looking like it's been in a good place, and their player count hasn't really stabilized since launch. So we'll get to that when we get to that in a moment. But when this update drops, I'm pretty sure the 90,000 players that is getting daily is gonna bump back up to somewhere around 120. Maybe even 150 based on this new update, because if it's a new end game arc that you got to fight, that's a lot of intrigue and mystery that people are going to want to see. If it's a new expansive map that has leaked, like everyone knows, and it's been confirmed now because the devs added the little section on the map, even though you can't select it, they show you little hints of the map and where it's going to be. We already know the new map is Riventide. It's going to be an expansive map near the ocean side, and everybody's excited about this map. There's supposed to be this huge hotel that is surrounded around. And if you don't know already, Arc Raiders is actually based in Italy. So most of the places that you see in Arc Raiders, some of them have actually been taken out of like images that they did going around Italy and scouting the place out, and actually and putting these parts of the of Italy into the game. So I'm not sure about Stellamontis, but I know places on Buried City, like the Galleria and all that, they took that from Italy, added it into the game. So there's specific locations that they've been adding from Italy into the game, and Riventide is no exception. This new hotel apparently actually is in Italy. People on Reddit have been posting about that. So a lot of people are actually excited about this new map, excited about this new endgame arc, and I know it's gonna bring back players, because when they dropped the March update, the player count went from 110,000 to like 130, and it was sitting there for like 2 weeks until it dropped again, and now it's sitting at 90,000. So I'm not worried about the content that's dropping in 5 days, because I'm pretty sure, just like the last update, even though it was smaller, this is gonna bring players back. I wouldn't be surprised if this player hits the player count hits 200K again, honestly. But like Angel said, you know, content is king, and when you have a live, for whatever reason, you can't deliver on time when the community, you know, you're gonna get penalized.
No, yeah, I mean, I would have put it past it. I know their player base would go up. I mean, if you have a good live service game, any expansion, any big update, your player base is gonna spike, just because now there's new interest, because there's new content. You know what I'm saying? It happens in Destiny, Final Fantasy, any MMO, any live service game you can think of. When there's a big update, that's when the player base is at its highest. So on 28th, I would imagine this shit will skyrocket back up to over 100K. Easy.
And you know what's the craziest part too, guys? They didn't even announce the second roadmap. So we don't even know what other updates are coming to the game. I'm pretty sure by the 28th, they'll give us another roadmap. But that's also another thing that's intriguing me. I'm like, I wonder what other big updates they have planned for the next 4 months. But like I said, in 5 days, I'll see you guys back again. So complain all you want. This is how it works with live service games. Same thing happened with Power World, and that was a single player game.
Oh,
But
man,
you know,
that's fucking crazy.
keeping the tradition with extraction shooters, we got Marathon. So a lot's been going on with this game since launch. You know, it hasn't been good for the most part, unfortunately, because this is Bungie, after all, we're talking about. But lately, there's been a rumor that Marathon could be going free to play. A lot of people are speculating that this is a possibility, especially now that the player count has actually dipped below 20,000. A lot of people have reported that the game even dipped below 10K at one point. I don't know how true that is, but like there's been images where they've, you know, people were covering the game and they're showing the player count at like 10K, 9K, 8K, and I'm like, what the hell? And it's not even like taking at hours that weren't peak. So that was kind of mind-boggling to me, but you know, it's showing that the daily count is 19,000. But also 19,000 is below 20,000, so people are also worrying like the game might not have much life on the shelf anymore. they're wondering if Sony's gonna shut down Bungie, and now they're saying that Marathon might go free to play. What's your guys' take on all of this?
I wouldn't. Well,
You think the game's going free to play?
see, it's tricky because if you go to free to play, then all the people who paid $40 for the game is gonna be upset, bro. So,
And mind you, that was a month ago that people paid $40. Wait, so hold
I
on.
mean,
You think if they, like, let's say by next month, right? They say, okay, the game's free to play now. You think the player base would be like cut in half, or people would stop playing the game if all of a sudden the game went free to play?
I don't think people are gonna stop playing the game. I think people are just gonna be like, man, I just spent $40 on this game. I should have waited till it was free to play.
But how would you know the game was gonna go free to play unless
You wouldn't have known it. That's
Exactly.
the thing. That's why they would be upset.
So what do you think they could do if they did go free to play to like satisfy the people that paid the $40?
You got to give them some type of like.
No, they ain't gonna give them shit. I mean, Bungie did the same shit when Destiny went free to play. Destiny wasn't always free to play.
Wait, Destiny 2 didn't launch as free to play? You had to pay it at first?
Yeah, they did the same shit with Destiny 2, and they made it free to play.
You guys didn't get anything, the people that paid?
I don't think
Nothing?
so. I don't think we did, to be honest.
Damn.
So I mean, it's not something that is new to them. Like they did do something like this before.
Did people complain? Like, what was
Oh,
the
100%. Yeah, they're like, damn, we paid all this money up front when the game launched for you to release it free to play is crazy. I mean, granted, we did get to pay the content before, those free to play players. So like, even though the game went free to play, we still were ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like we got everything that they still gotta grind for type shit. So I mean, that was the incentive. Oh, it was a while. Like I think it was like maybe 2 to 3 years. I want to say into the game.
But if they're talking about free to play now, like the only month I could think they'd probably do this is probably June, because that's usually a big month. People are out of school, they have more time. That's usually when games do big releases or big changes, like change ups. I don't know how possible this is, but you're saying it happened before with Destiny 2, so maybe I think the community is looking at Destiny 2 and saying, well, if Destiny 2 went free to play, I wouldn't be surprised if Bungie did the same thing with Marathon, especially with the player count dropping so much. Maybe this is the one way that they saved the game. But if it is in June, like, will there even be much of a player base to even do a free to play at that point?
No, yeah, because people will try it out.
When it goes free to play, yeah. But like,
now can they keep those people? That's the real question.
So when do you think this game, if they're deciding to make this game go free to play, when do you think that should happen? Like next month?
I mean, truthfully,
as possible.
I mean, I don't know if that is what they're thinking though.
Right.
Because
I mean,
the free to play thing is just speculation, right?
Well, it's speculation only because the player count is like rapidly dwindling, but also, they're also looking at the history of Bungie, and they had done this before with Destiny 2, from what Angel's saying. Maybe, but again, as a way to
Destiny 2 was 2 to 3 years. So I mean, Marathon just came out. So I mean, if they were to go that route, I don't think there will be anytime soon, because they still got to make their money somehow.
Yeah, well, what does that really say about your game if it does that so soon from launch?
I mean, that wouldn't be a good thing, though. I'll say that.
Do you think the vast majority of the community of gamers are going to look at Bungie and Marathon as that being a flop or a failure if that happens?
I mean, people think about it right now like that.
That's true. People already.
Well, I mean, I don't blame him when you think about it. The budget was like what, 200 to 250 million. On top of that, we don't even know what the costs were from marketing. and they only have still reported sales of 1.2 million. Let's say
Wait,
it's
hold on.
2 million now.
They spent 200 mil plus on Marathon.
Yes, bro.
Oh
That's
my!
why reports came out last week about that, and that's why everyone's been saying it's been a flop because the sales were stuck at
They could have
1.2 million.
invested that 200 mil in Destiny.
And also, it's like they haven't really updated their sales report. So, like, I'm being generous to say the game could be at 2 million sales right now, but let's just say it's not, and it's like at 1.5.
Why would
That
you
game
spend
low-key-
200 mil on this? I know Bungie didn't think this game was gonna fucking sell over millions of copies. They cannot have thought that.
Really and truly, it's not in a good place because Pragmata just came out and is already about to surpass your sales.
Because this game had bad press since early alpha days. So I mean, I know for a fact they knew this shit was not gonna sell. Even
The fact that
before
they're-
this shit dropped.
The fact that their player count peaked under beta test is very telling because when Arc Raiders was coming out and they did their server slam, that was not the peak for the game. The peak for the game actually happened when the game actually released and you had to pay for the game. And then it peaked again back in December after the Game Awards. And then it peaked again back in January. So it's like the fact that this game peaked when it was free to play and then ever since then it's been bleeding players was alarming to me. When they came out last week and said that the budget was over 200 million, I was kind of shocked, but then I was like, wait, weren't the sales like 1.2 million and the sales haven't been reported since it touched 1.2 million? So even if they hit the 2 million mark, like that's not good. They're not making a profit back. They're not recouping their money. They're taking a loss at this point. And as you just said, Angel, like they could have used, like even if the game, because a lot of people mentioned like Arc Raiders was like less than 100 million to make, and that game made back its money. But like even if they use maybe 100 million and then they put 100 million in Destiny 2, I think that would have been a better situation because you still probably would have had the same game in Marathon. It would have been easier to swallow pause if you took a loss on your game because as you see right now, the game's not doing well. And on top of that, the 100 million going into Destiny 2 would have fed the players and the player base because that game is sitting at like what, Angel, like 5K daily active users. So that game would have had some content in terms of DLC that could have been pumped back into the game, giving it more life. And then you would have had 2 games sitting around 20K or something like that.
Yeah,
and mind you,
200
Destiny 2 is
million.
a free-to-play game.
Crazy. Oh my god, that shit is crazy, dude.
Bro, they literally went back into Bungie's history and found, Bungie has a history of burning through cash, and a lot of people pinpointed that to being the fact why Microsoft didn't go out of their way to buy them when they made themselves available. And everyone's looking at Sony like they're idiots because they went and bought Bungie for like what was it, like 4 billion? And they've just been blowing money since.
200 million, dude. Oh my god, that shit just.
I mean, they gonna have to think of something, especially if they put that much money into it. So
200, like I can't. What's a game that cost 200 mil recently that came out? I'm trying to think. Like I remember when this news broke, like there was a chart of games that flopped at that 200 million price range.
How much does this game cost? 40, right?
$40, yeah.
And they sold over 1 million.
1.2 million. Let's just say they sold 2 million though, Angel. At this point,
that's only 80 mil. That's crazy. They definitely got a loss.
If they sold 2 million, there's only 80 mil.
If you think about it, if the game is $40, if they sold 1 million, that is just essentially 40 million.
No microtransactions.
They have microtransactions, but like no one's really microtransactions because the
no, we don't know that. We don't know that. People might be doing microtransactions. You'd be surprised how many motherfuckers be doing microtransactions. They addicted to that shit.
Okay, so I don't even know how we calculate the microtransactions.
I mean, even so, I mean that's 48. So this whole 1.2, that's $48 million that they earned. That game is over 150 mil. Over 150 mil in the negatives right now.
And we're not even talking about the marketing costs either.
Right. And that's if the budget was 200 mil. It could be 250 mil. If that's the case, oh my god. Who allowed this company
Sony
to invest that much money in this game? If they would have invested 200 mil on Destiny, bro, that shit would be the best fucking game ever, bro. What the?
Yeah, because that would have been what
that
DLC,
200
right?
mil could have been our Destiny 3.
How much did it cost to make Destiny 2?
I have no idea.
Apparently Suicide Squad cost 200 million to make. And that was another flop.
That's the
What the
Destiny
hell?
2 budget. While the exact development cost for Destiny 2 alone is not public, reports indicate a $500 million budget was allocated for the entire 10-year Destiny franchise plan, spanning both games, covering development. So the Destiny as a 10-year plan, which is including Destiny 1 into Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Reports indicate 500 mil in the budget. And that's 10 years, though, across 10 years. So
but they're also saying the budget for the first game was around 140. So the rest of the 360 came from Destiny 2. But even then, Destiny as a franchise has sold how much at this point?
oh yeah, they definitely made their money back with Destiny, but Destiny was such a fucking hit. And if they were to invest that love and time into that game, it would be. They wouldn't need a marathon, put it that way.
That is, but that's the same thing I was saying at the time that they were releasing Marathon Angel. I said like, okay, Destiny 2 just dropped this DLC. It didn't do so hot. But at the time, I was like, there's other DLC that was still in the pipeline supposed to come out, and then they said they were going to take a hiatus from DLC. They might deal with Destiny 3, and then the Marathon news came out, and at the time I'm like, why would they do Marathon? Why don't you just put the resources in Destiny 2? But then the other DLCs came out at the time. You said one of them was good, and then the other ones that came trash. And I'm like, but see, this is why they don't need to be working on Destiny Marathon and pulling time away from one game to another, because it's not helping with the DLCs. And then now you're stuck with one game that's the player base has been at its lowest point, and you have another game that just recently dropped last month, and it looks like it's about to hit Destiny 2 player counts. So it's like, what was the point of all this?
It's sad to see one of your all-time favorite games just fucking die right before your eyes.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I really hope Destiny 3 is a reality.
Is gonna do in this future.
My PlayStation just updated, so it kicked me out.
No problem. But like, I'm thinking what's the future of Bungie? Are they even gonna do a Destiny 3? Are they gonna revisit Destiny 2? Like, what's gonna happen?
I hope, or give us a fucking Destiny classic. If you guys can't be capable of making a fucking 3, at least give us the Golden Age game and remaster graphics, and let us just fucking go ham on both games into one universe. Just combine them both.
You know what's crazy? I recently looked up the player count from Destiny 1, and it's like double the player count of Destiny 2. I was shocked to see
I wouldn't be surprised a lot of people are going back to the old game just because Destiny 2 is just trash right now.
But yeah, I guess that's all the news we got for the extraction shooters. But in terms of gaming news, our one little gaming news we have left is the Stop Killing Games news. And that's been a movement that's been going on over in Europe. And right now they're kind of winning that case in Europe. So like, what do you guys feel like might be the outcome if they ultimately win? Like, do you think that the live service games that always shut down and the game is done for good, like you think that's gonna start seeing a shift? Because I remember how all this started was the crew being shut down, and then no one had access to play the game offline, even though everyone that owned the game said they could have just took the servers offline and made the game playable offline because of how the game worked. Like it was a game that was a single player that could have been played offline and multiplayer, but because it was always online, once the servers off, it was cooked. It was like Anthem. When I played Anthem, I realized real early that this game could have been played offline as well. But because the servers were getting taken down, that means the whole game was gone.
That's why a lot of people don't like when their games are only online, because it technically fucks up game preservation, because once the servers die, the game is dead.
What do you think is going to happen? Because I think it's going to force publishers to look at how they make their live service games now. Maybe they have like, maybe when you buy the game initially or you play the game, there's like a notice. You know how we have to sign like maybe there's a big notice that says this game has a 10-year agreement plan to stay online for at least 10 years, and then after that it can shut down. Do you think maybe we'll start seeing those messages before we start having to sign the EULAs and stuff like that?
Nah. Honestly, I don't know, bro. I think, because the thing is, live service games could shut down at any time, bro. They
could, but that's why I'm saying maybe they're mandatory now that they have to stay online for at least 10 years.
I mean, you can't really say that because they have to pay for the servers, so they can't, like, I don't think they can manage. Yeah. Like, what if they run out of money?
But who's to say, okay, that they got to pay for the servers, but you know, they switch probably their servers or server providers, and all of a sudden the servers are ass, and you can't even play on the game anyways, but the servers just still online because they're fulfilling that mandate of like the 10 years minimum.
I don't know. I just don't see it to where a company will be mandatory to, like, how should I say, keep servers online, because that is completely up to the company.
It is up to the company, but based on how this lawsuit is going, if they lose Nano, something's gonna give, and like the publishers, the studios, they're gonna have to figure a way to keep these games online. Maybe maybe those games like The Crew and Anthem, you know, maybe developers and publishers start having, instead of having the game always be online, they have to implement a thing where, you know, the game can run offline as well. Like the offline elements for the game, the single player aspects of the game could be ran offline as well. Maybe they have to stop doing the always online thing. Maybe some of the live service games do have to have a 10-year mandate where for 10 years the game has to be up at least, and then after that you can pull the plug whenever you want.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, bruh. It's kind of hard. Listen, I'm for whatever. I prefer games to not only be online, but that's just me. But I mean, if they did go that route, I wouldn't care. It just mean the game will last longer.
What do you think, Angel?
I mean, I'm not really opposed to it. I mean, you know, killing games off is something that does suck, especially if it's one of your games that you love. So to try to prevent that, and they had to have, what is that, 10 years, right? Is that what you said, 10 years before
I'm
they
just
get
giving an example.
Oh,
Like I just brought up the 10 years, but based on how the court case is looking, it looks like something along the lines could happen where maybe they have to give like a minimum of X amount of years for the game to be online. You know how we have to sign the user agreement when we start up our online game? Maybe they have also a section before the user agreement that tells us, this game is brand new, it just launched, and because of mandatory regulations, we have to keep the game up for X amount of years. Agreeing to this statement, you acknowledge that the game can shut down after the X amount of years. Maybe that's another thing we start having to sign and acknowledge as well.
no, yeah, I can see that happening. And be more specific, like, hey, after 3 years, if we decide to shut the game down, I think it's more or less like you have to give somebody a time frame.
Yeah,
And you got to honor that. If the game is dying before then, you got to do something until that time frame is up, type deal. I mean, I respect it. It could be a good or it could be a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? It could be an either or type of scenario for gaming companies.
I do see it being a positive for games like Madden and 2K and all the sports genres, because those games, they usually shut down after like 2-3 years.
I mean,
So
they
all
make
those
a new
people
one every
spending
fucking
20K on
year.
2K every year, it's like maybe you just spend like 20K on one 2K game.
No, it's still
'Cause all
gonna
those sports
be the
games,
same shit, Sammy, because they spend all this money on this game, but they always gonna want to get the new game. So
which makes no sense to me, because these games, all they are is just updated rosters every year until there's a next gen console, and then it pushes the performance of that game. So now they have different things that make the game different from the last generation.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you can create the updated roster if you really wanted to.
You could. There's people that do that, and there's like millions of downloads. I do play 2K from time to time, so I do know that there's people that dedicate themselves to doing roster updates, and they make the newer characters, or not newer characters, but the newer players that come into the season. They create them and they make them look almost as what they look like in real life. They sometimes get their tattoos, if there's similar tattoos in the game that they can place on these characters for their models. They get the right accessories on these players and stuff like that. So there's some people that actually do stuff like that. They'll even adjust like their salary and what they're getting in real life to what they're getting in the game as well. So there's people that dedicate themselves to doing stuff like that, because they know, there's people out there like themselves that don't want to have to buy the game every year. All you just get is an updated roster. Like, it makes no sense.
100%. It's criminal. It's fucking criminal.
It is.
Fucking copy and paste every year. It's crazy.
I always thought to myself that, these sports games could just go free to play, because all they're gonna do is update the roster anyways, and then all they get their bread and butter off of is the microtransactions. So if you really wanted to charge people to get the new rosters, maybe it's $10, but the game is free to play, so you're not really paying for anything. So if I'm paying $10 a year for a different roster, that's fine. It's gonna equate to the price I gotta pay the one time to get the game anyways. Now you just figured out a way how I can pay every year for a new roster. You know what I mean?
No, because they want to cash in on that $60 every fucking game.
They do, but it makes no sense, because they're not really adding anything to the game.
No, but those
Which is
same people
crazy.
keep funding them that money, man. $60 is better than $10 every year.
And look at all the sports games that's come out over the last couple of years. You can pinpoint to each of those franchises and say, 2K15 or 2K16 was the last good 2K, and it's been downhill since. Madden 14 was the last good Madden game. FIFA 17 was the last good FIFA game. So if you guys just stopped at those numbers and just made a free-to-play game and took whatever foundation you had from those games and built on it, those games could have made you more money by you charging the players like a $10 roster update every year. and then whatever game modes like Ultimate Team and like the 2K card system, you could have charged people off of that still for years. It could have been like GTA Online.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the park mode for 2K, you could have made like a separate game. You could have took that out of 2K, made that a separate game, make that free to play, and then have people charge for their microtransactions and stuff like that. Instead of trying to connect it to the game and have street ball and have regular basketball. It's like, no, keep that separate at that point. Make that your GTA Online, and then have your sports title drive your simulation product, and then have your street title be your GTA Online. That way you get the best of both worlds. You can still charge for the microtransactions. But these guys, they just trying to milk everything they can get, just like Game Law. $100 for upgrade pack. Oh my god.
Yeah, that shit is diabolical. That's like a slap in the face, bro. I don't know how Game Loft thought. Hey, you know, let's charge them $100 for a one max out. It's this. I want to puke.
I honestly thought it was bad when they were charging people $50 for 3 racers. But $100 for an upgrade is crazy.
Son, this is how bad they dropped the ball. I'm off topic, but you maybe want to look this up because I had to look it up. Destiny at one point, let me tell you, when the Destiny 2 launch, it had a total of 3.784 million active play. I'm talking about actively online players. Almost 3.8 million actively daily players, bro.
This was Destiny 2, you said?
The launch of Destiny 2, that's where they were at the launch of Destiny 2.
Damn. They're at like maybe 5% of that right now. Not even, maybe 2%.
It's disgusting, Sammy. You had almost 4 million active players that was fucking with your game. And you don't really see 4 million active players in a lot of games. That's a lot of motherfucking people.
Yep.
I mean, shit, Arc Raiders, what was the highest peak ever?
400K, but that's on the that
was only on Steam, so you really can't.
I think at one point they said they had like over 1 million players. I gotta look back though.
I'm saying, and that was at the peak. You know what I'm saying? That's when everybody was playing it and shit like that. When it was at its hottest. So I mean, think about that. Arc Raiders, everybody was talking about it. Biggest game ever. 1 million. Let's say 1 million. Destiny had almost 4 million players. That's how you know how good that game used to be.
Said it peaked at 3.2 million daily active users across all platforms January 4th, 2026.
Arc?
Yeah.
How many?
3.2 million.
Yeah, see, look at that, man. That's why we call it the Fortnite of fucking extraction shooters right there, Papa, because ain't no other extraction shooters doing that.
Nope. Damn. I didn't even know it was that high. Well, you know, if you're only looking at Steam numbers, you're not going to really know.
Yeah. That's why it sucks that they don't release numbers for consoles. They need to do that.
You have to wait until these studios release the numbers, which is crazy. What if they don't release the numbers?
Exactly. You'll never know.
You'll never know. Yeah.
See, that's why I like how I like. Apparently, people find the player counts in Destiny because the API in the game, you can like look at shit like that. But
it's like Speedstorm. If there's an event, you can like kind of be last place to figure out how many people are playing.
No, it's like the API of the game. I think like a lot of people has access to it. That's how like websites like them, which is the Destiny item manager, how they can like you can log into your account and you can really move shit around in the web browser and it'll do it in game because that's part of the API. And that's not a developer made thing. That's a fan made like, you know, website that somebody developed with the code of the API to work with the game.
Damn.
So yeah, I mean, that's how they find out like player statistics and shit like that too. So I mean, still 3.7 million, man. Our 3.2 is crazy. Well, how did they get that number if they don't got console numbers though? Is that like an estimate?
No, that was Embark Studios that put up the numbers.
Oh, okay. So okay, the company.
The studio itself, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty accurate then.
I guess when they were doing like the sales, like when they were talking about how much sales they got, they were putting out how many daily active players they had as well.
Yeah, I mean, shit. At that point, I mean, yeah.
'Cause I remember in January they posted that that they had around like 10 million sales or something like that. So that kind of lines up, because if they're gonna post that they hit the 10 million sales mark, and at the same time they're also gonna post how many players are playing the game, it kind of does align.
I mean, we talk about 10 million sales. I mean, that means a good 30% of the people that bought the game is still playing it.
And the game, I'm trying to find out the budget for this now. 75 million to make.
Hold on, what we still talking about this marathon thing?
No, Angel brought up Destiny. He was trying to tell us how much players were playing at its peak. He said 3.8 million, and then we figured out that Arc Raiders at its peak was 3.2 million across all platforms.
Okay.
No, yeah. I just wanted to look up the numbers because they're at the all-time lowest right now, and seeing peak 3.7 mil to it's dwindling 70k active players right now. I think that's sad. That is fucking sad.
Yeah, so Arc Raiders sold 14 million copies as of February, and the game only cost 75 million to make.
And so
and the game is priced at $40. It's safe to say that they made their money back and some.
I mean, the only last thing we can talk about is really the movies.
Yep.
The video game movies, Elden Ring. I can't believe they're making a Call of Duty movie. What the hell is that? What are we doing?
I mean, I can see that working. Call of Duty, like we have so many World War movies. See a Call of Duty movie make like happening. What kind of Call of Duty movie, where the setting is, that's another question. That's another story.
I think
maybe it's a World War II Call of Duty movie. Hope not, because I'm tired of World War II movies.
Do y'all think they would go off of one of the games, or they would make?
I think they would go off one of the games. And if I had to think about one of the games that Call of Duty is most successful for, it's probably Black Ops.
No,
so I could probably see them doing a Black Ops.
You want to say Modern Warfare?
No, Modern Warfare 2, bro. That was fucking.
I know Modern Warfare 2 was a hit, but like I think Black Ops is a bit different from being a World War shooter. So, or a World War movie. So I think low key they would do Black Ops instead of Modern Warfare.
I don't know. That storyline, Call of Duty 4 to Modern Warfare 2 storyline, that was chef's kiss right there. That was. I mean, Black Ops also had a good storyline. But I feel like if you're gonna make a movie, I think Call of Duty at its peak was Modern Warfare 2. I think that was peak Call of Duty. Black Ops was just as good, but
I will say the peak of Call of Duty was World at War.
That's crazy.
Hey, COD 5 is a classic.
That's because of zombies, bro. That's why.
I just think COD World at War was just different. You can have attack dogs. Man, it was different.
Yeah, it was definitely different. I miss those days. Call of Duty 4, World at War, and Modern Warfare 2 was
Black Ops. All four of those games changed the shooter genre, to be honest.
And then they got lazy.
Yep, they started doing that sports game formula.
But I don't know. We'll see what the movie. We'll see what they're gonna do with the movie.
That Elden Ring movie looks like it's gonna be possibly.
How do you do an Elden Ring movie, though?
I mean, it's gonna be based off the game. I mean, that shouldn't be too hard.
You're just gonna see a whole bunch of big ass fucking crazy looking beasts that the characters are gonna be slaying. It's crazy.
I think visually it should look stunning.
Oh yes, visually.
If it doesn't look stunning visually, that's a
flop.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the game is known for the
Hopefully-
visuals.
I wonder if they're gonna get George R.R. to work on the story and the writing for this game, possibly. I mean, not this game, the movie, possibly.
Isn't that the same dude that worked on Lord of the Rings?
No, Game of Thrones, but he also worked on the story for the game for Elden Ring. So I'm wondering if they're gonna hit him up again
Possibly.
and be like, "Oh, can you help us with this or something like that?" Or how should this movie be done?
I definitely feel like the head dude from the FromSoft game should definitely like
Be a part of it.
overseeing
Yeah.
as well.
Just like how Todd Howard was a part of like the Fallout series.
Yep, and how Oda is also overseeing
part of
One
the-
Piece live
yeah.
action. But like you kind of need them to be there to oversee to make sure things are going good.
You know what? I'm kind of worried, like, because there is also an expedition movie that's supposed to happen. I remember Angel was telling us. So I hope they get
Yeah.
the people from the studio to be behind that as well, not just some random creatives like, "Oh, can we make a movie for your game? We know it's a hit."
Nah,
They gotta have someone attached to that studio.
knowing how crazy the game is, the movie. I think that Sandfall will definitely
Be
try to do
involved.
the movie.
I
Yeah.
definitely also think that, hey, this might be a hot take, but the cast might all mostly come from France.
I mean, it would make sense. I mean, look how the game is structured and voiced. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No spoilers, no spoilers.
how was a voiceover spoiler, Sammy?
I'm just trying to be safe. You know, some people are already, man. They kind of weird.
I mean, if you look at the trailer, you know all the voice characters are voice line are French, and they have
I
that French
know.
accent.
I know, but some people are weird, so I just wanted to point that
That's
out there.
crazy. I mean, if you haven't played Expedition 33 yet, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you.
Caleb,
Shit. Where did this man go? This man just disappeared on us.
I just
Man, I
noticed
went
that.
to
Damn.
sleep, bro.
Yeah. He said, fuck this. Something out. It's crazy.
But yeah, apart from those two movies, I know you're kind of weirded about Call of Duty, but I can see it make it work. Like we've had so many Hollywood movies with World War, so I wouldn't be surprised
Don't
that they
drop
could
the
probably pull this
ball.
one off. Elden Ring's a bit different, only because it's like the first of its nature. Like the only other game movie that I've seen, like that I can remember, was like the Assassin's Creed movie that they had a couple years back, and also the World of Warcraft movie. I if I'm being honest, I enjoyed both of them. But we'll see with these games, because I remember for the longest time the only the only game adaptation movies that we had were at one point Resident Evil and Lara Croft, Tomb Raider.
Yeah, there's a lot of video game movies coming out, man. I mean, you got Street Fighter coming out, also Mortal Kombat also coming out, right?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat next month on the 8th. Street Fighter, I'm not sure
It's in
what
October.
the date is.
Street Fighter's in October. And Street Fighter is looking like it's gonna be pretty nice.
Street Fighter's looking like it's gonna be the better fighting movie.
100% agree. Like that, like they did an amazing job with the cast.
They did.
not
At
gonna
first,
lie.
I was kind of laughing at the cast.
I'm not excited for Street Fighter whatsoever. That shit look mad corny to me.
Really?
So you're more excited about Mortal Kombat then?
I actually enjoyed Mortal Kombat 1, the movie.
The one that came out during COVID?
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't enjoy that much. My
So
only
based off of that alone,
I only like the scenes with Sub-Zero in it. That was it. No, or Scorpion, my bad.
I see.
I think the
Damn.
only franchise we really missing out of the big three is Tekken. Tekken, where your movie at, man?
Give me a Dead or Alive movie. What was that?
We got Dead or Alive though.
Did we get a Dead or Alive movie?
Yeah, in the early 2000s. Dead or Alive, the fighting game.
Man, he said early 2000. I'm talking about now in today's age.
You talking about Dead or Alive, the fighting game?
Yeah, you know, with the jiggle physics.
Yeah. Oh my god, this guy. Angels of Gunnar confirmed.
Oh shit! No, I just find it funny how over exaggerated the jiggle physics are from that game company, because it's not even just Dead or Alive, but their beach volleyball one was like that too. I was like, what the
I was
hell?
telling them about that before we started the podcast.
Soul Calibur is another one too.
Soul Calibur, yeah, that game could get a movie. Soul Calibur actually had an interesting story the first couple of games. Like Soul Calibur can get a movie, Dead or Alive can get a movie, Tekken can get a movie.
As long as they're actually good, I mean, because video game movies had a habit of being trash.
That is true. But the old Dead or Alive movie that came out back in the 2000s, that was actually pretty solid. Like I could go back and watch that right now. There were some corny bits, but like I could, like right now, if I went back to go watch it, I'd still enjoy it.
Damn.
Like I enjoy those better than the old Mortal Kombat movie. I mean, there was a few of them that were actually good. The old Street Fighter movie was trash.
The old Street Fighter movie?
Yeah, I did not like that one.
Yeah.
That was trash.
Or the old Mario movie.
Oh my god! You know what? I gotta give it to them. Back in the day, they could only do so much. You know, the old Ninja Turtle movies though, those were hits. Those were bangers. I don't even know if you guys watched those ones. Those ones are pretty
I've
good.
seen bits and pieces of those, or I remember bits and pieces, because that shit was in the 90s or the early 2000s. I remember, I remember when they did the crossover with the Power Rangers in space.
Yo, I remember that too. Yo, you Gen Z kids don't know nothing about this. We pulled up
they're gonna call y'all stop it. They're gonna call us boomers, man.
They're gonna call us old heads. They're gonna call us unks.
That's crazy. They know you unk too? Oh shit.
Damn.
I guess so, man. I guess so.
But you know, with movies coming out, you know, there was supposed to be an Avatar. Well, it's still coming out. The Avatar movie by Paramount. For those of you who watched The Last Airbender, Paramount is the parent company that owns Avatar, even though it aired on Nickelodeon. And apparently the movie leaked.
Oh yes, it did.
The entirety of the movie leaked on Twitter. Well, not on Twitter. It leaked on someone's email. I don't know how that happens. And then someone leaked it on Twitter.
Yeah, not everybody has it. Everybody done watched it already.
Yeah,
and it's good as quality, bro. It's good as quality.
It looked like it was ready to be released already. I don't know why they waiting.
Oh yeah, that was.
I don't know.
It's pretty much. I think it is done. That was the final product right there, and that's how it got.
I don't know why they were waiting until October. That's like what, 6 months, 5 months away now.
Gotta get fired, bro.
Somebody's definitely gonna get fired.
It's 100%.
I know this is bad saying this, but I watched the movie, man. It was a banger. I watched it.
I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet.
I didn't watch it. I'm gonna wait till it comes out.
It was a banger. All right. I watched it.
Shit, I didn't even watch The Legend of Korra. So.
I'm sorry I did it, but I watched it. Once I knew that it leaked, I was not going to end up getting spoiled. I knew someone was going to spoil it on the internet. I was like, no.
Are you gonna support it when it comes out though?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it again. I don't mind. It was a good movie.
Yeah, you never know. They might make changes in the final release. So like, even if you watch it, you might see some differences.
And shout out to Dave Bautista, man. He was actually good in that movie.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah, shout out to him. I was shocked. He was a good voice actor. Like, he gave away his voice, and the role he had was pretty prominent for the movie, and I think he did a good job. I'm not really familiar with him in terms of animated movies, but I tip my hat off to him. I honestly thought he was one of the better actors in the movie, or one of the better voice actors, I should say. His character was very believable.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ain't gonna spoil it for you guys, but I definitely say when it comes in October, watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it again because, like I said, it was a good watch, good movie. My girlfriend enjoyed it as well.
Do I have to watch The Legend of Korra?
No, because this takes place just before Legend of Korra, so you good.
So this takes place after the OG series.
Yeah, it takes place just after the OG series. Okay, I'm about to nerd out a little bit. I did read the comics for Last Airbender, so
Ba Sensei.
this takes place roughly just after, Zuko. Damn, I don't want to spoil it, but this takes place just after the Zuko's mom storyline, and this takes place around the time where Aang and Team Avatar are establishing Republic City. So this is probably about 5 years, give or take, after they defeated Fire Lord Ozai, and just before Legend of Korra.
Okay.
Oh, so this is like a prequel to Legend of Korra.
Technically, because Legend of Korra, I believe, doesn't happen till like 50 years after Avatar.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna check it out.
I will say, Legend of Korra is not as good as the original series, obviously, but if I had to rank them by seasons, season 1, well, no, the best season 3, then I would say season 1. Some people would say season 4, but season 3, season 1, season 4, and then season 2. And I only think the reason why the series fluctuated in terms of quality is because in the beginning, the creators from Avatar told Nickelodeon they were only doing 10 episodes, so one season. It was going to be like a one-off thing, and then it was done. And the way that season 1 was, it was actually quality enough to just be the one-shot series. But then Nickelodeon's like, no, we want more. So then they had to do a season 2. They had to do a season 3. They had to do a season 4. And because they had to do more episodes, that's why I think season 2 was the weakest out of the 4 seasons. But then obviously season 3 was a straight banger. And then we had season 4, which ended everything. But I didn't enjoy season 4 as much as I enjoyed season 3. So that's why I would say season 4 is third if I had to rank the seasons by which ones I enjoyed the most. But I would definitely give Korra a watch because it was a solid Avatar series. I give it a 7.5. Just because, at its lowest, season 2, it took a lot to get through that season. I'm not going to lie. But season 2 is still crucial to the whole overarching story for Legend of Korra and Avatar. So you can't really not watch season 2, even though I would say don't watch it, but you kind of need season 2.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah,
Shout
I
out
would
to
say
Legend of Korra.
if you only watch the Avatar series, Nano, I would go the Zuko's mother arc, the comic, and then I would watch this movie and then watch Legend of
Okay. Okay.
But I will say I'm tired of seeing like the in-between series and movies for Avatar. Let me see a prequel to Avatar. Like, let me see Avatar Kyoshi or Avatar Roku or someone else. Like, I want a preview of when the Airbenders were still around. I want more background story on them because they're a very interesting nation. And it feels like I've been robbed because all I have for Airbenders are Aang, and Aang don't really know about Airbender. As great as he is as an Airbender, he don't know much about it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely something I gotta check out. Shout out
Nah,
to
you
Avatar.
definitely gotta check it out. Yeah, shout out to Nickelodeon and shout out to the creators of Avatar,
Yeah,
man.
shout out to
Y'all did their
Nickelodeon,
thing.
man. You already know.
But yes, we still on our movie arc right now, and we got DC's Clayface movie that's supposed to come out soon. There was a trailer that was released recently. Man, I don't know, man. What the hell are we doing giving Batman villains movies? Like, just give me Batman. Like, I'm sorry, I
See,
just had to
Sammy,
say that out
you're
loud.
ungrateful, bro.
Nah, I'm not ungrateful, man.
They're
I
trying to
want Batman.
expand. See, ungrateful, bro.
That's not ungrateful. That's
How
a
many
man that
Batman
knows what
movies
he
we had?
wants.
See,
Okay, I
all
get
you
it. We
want
had
is
like 7 Batmans, but give
let
me
them
Robert Pattinson
expand,
Batman.
bro.
I don't care about James Gunn's Batman. Just give me Robert Pattinson's Batman, because that was a good Batman movie. Oh, speaking of, it is related, but speaking on Robert Pattinson's Batman, his Batman 2, so the actor that played Tywin Lannister, he's going to be Two-Face's dad in the Batman movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I guess Two-Face is confirmed to be in the Batman 2. But yeah,
Okay.
back to Clayface. What y'all feel about that? Do you guys care about Clayface? Do you care about the movie?
I'm indifferent. I don't even know who the fuck that is, bro.
See, that's the problem. This is why we don't need a Clayface movie.
No, that's exactly all we needed, so I could watch the movie and get more.
Clayface ain't even that big in terms of like the Batman universe.
What if the movie does good?
Okay, the movie could do good, but if I had to compare,
okay,
but if I had to compare like in terms of villains to like another villain that most people know, Clayface is like the Sandman to Batman. Like you know how Spider-Man has Sandman? Clayface is pretty much Sandman. We don't need Clayface. We need the Hobgoblin. We need the Green Goblin. That means I need Penguin. I need Mr. Freeze. Give me Two-Face. Give me Joker.
Hold on. So now it went from you just want Batman to now you want all these other niggas.
Well, in the Batman, I got Penguin. In the first Batman movie, I got Penguin.
And
why can't I get Mr. Freeze in the second Batman movie?
Hold on, but wouldn't you agree that now that you got him, it was worth it?
Yeah, but he didn't have his own movie. He had his own TV series, though. See, I don't mind Clayface getting a TV show after he's in the Batman movie. But why the hell you got your own standalone movie and people like Nano don't even know? This is why you don't deserve a movie.
No, that's why you do deserve a movie.
No, this is why you deserve to be cameoed in the movie and then pull up on your own TV series.
People learn somebody else, learn somebody new.
And then when the movie flops and then we get no more Batman, then what?
That's not a mainline Batman movie, though.
It's not, but it's a standalone Batman movie.
Ah, man. You ungrateful, bro.
I'm not ungrateful. I'm just thinking about DC. This is my pride and joy. I grew up with this. Everybody loves Marvel, but I love DC. You don't even give a
fuck about the side characters, bro.
I do, though. I literally... What did I just say? I just said they don't need a movie. They can get their own TV series. Do it like they did with the Penguin show. The Penguin show was a hit. You're telling me you can't do Clayface the same way?
So they can't do a Clayface movie?
Did Penguin get his movie? As good as I thought he could have got his own movie, did he get his own? And Penguin's a bigger villain than Clayface. So Penguin can't get his movie. Why?
Obviously, they think Clayface
is
hell, important.
Don't say that. Don't say that. We're not going to act like Clayface is more important than Penguin. Come on now.
Oh, I didn't say that.
But that's what you was low-key insinuating. Because why else would they give him a movie and not Penguin? Mind you, these are two different Batman franchises that are going on parallel with one another because Matt Reeves' Batman is disconnected from James Gunn's universe. So this is the reason why it's happening this way. And this is why I think it's stupid, because you already have an established Batman, even though it's not your guy, and you want to do this while this is going on. So then the problem I have here is because your Batman is not out yet, when Clayface comes out, people going to be wondering, oh, is Clayface going to be in the Matt Reeves, the Batman movies? No, probably not. And low-key, because the Penguin was so good in the Matt Reeves Batman, I don't think we're going to get the Penguin in James Gunn's universe either. Because James Gunn cannot do DC, clearly. The Superman movie was trash. The Supergirl movie looks like it's about to be ass. And now the Clayface movie.
People like the Superman movie, so I don't know why you saying.
Hold on. let's not act like the whole fan base wasn't split over the Superman movie, with half the people saying they loved it and half the people saying it was trash. Me being one of them.
Nah, man.
The Superman
Majority of
movie
the people,
No, don't
majority
say
of the people
majority
plus
because
the
it was
casuals
mixed. Hell no,
enjoyed the
don't do that.
movie.
Don't do that. Don't make it seem like it was a minority that didn't like. It was so mixed across the board. The reason why the movie didn't do good is because people thought it was good, and other people that watched it, like myself, my girlfriend, thought it was ass. Mind you, after I watched the movie, I was lenient enough to give it a 6.5. My girlfriend said it was a 4. It was straight ass. And I looked at her like, but babe. And then I sat to myself one night and I was like, nah,
Listen,
she right,
me
bro.
and
This
Caleb
movie was
liked
ass. And I gave it a 5.
That guy at my job liked it.
Okay,
His kid
that's
liked it.
okay.
His friend
Okay,
liked it.
okay, that's a bunch of y'all. That's fine. But I'm saying my people said we didn't like the movie either. And that proves my
No,
point.
you and
The
your
whole
girl
fan
said
base was
y'all
split.
didn't like it.
My girl said it was a 4.
You
I'm
and your
good.
girl. I named
No.
like
Hold on.
5 niggas, bro.
I said it was a 6.5 at first. I gave it a respectable rating, and then my rating dropped to a 5 after I gave it some time and I thought about it.
Oh, so you basically just trying to super downplay it. Okay.
What do you mean? I said super downplay. I said it at first. It was a 6.5, right? And then I said no. When I really thought about the movie, and then I thought
He's
about the
like,
points
I
I
gotta
gave.
hate on it more.
No,
So let me just,
not that I gotta hate on it more.
it's
Remember,
all
I
good.
gave my review.
Understand.
Hold on. I gave my review. I gave my review for the movie, like we all did on that episode. And then when I thought about the points over, and I had conversations with other people that were talking about the movie and other people that seen the movie, I was like, hold on, this movie was ass. This was nothing like Superman. And then my rating for the game, not the game, the movie initially that was a 6.5 went down to a 5. I knocked off 1.5 points because I really thought over it after comparing it, pretty much comparing notes with other people that watched it. And I was like, you know what? This movie was ass. Because I'm a big Superman and DC fan, I was really pumping up the movie's score, even though it wasn't that good. Like, I gotta be unbiased here.
We could agree to disagree.
We can. Honestly, if you enjoyed it, I don't mind. That's another person that likes Superman now. I'm okay with that. But don't think that's peak Superman. Don't be telling me you're thinking that's peak Superman. Don't come over here with that.
Nobody
I'll swap
said
that
it was
shit like
peak
Shaquille O'Neal.
Superman.
Okay, I'm just
said
saying.
we like the movie.
Okay, you can like the movie, but I didn't. That's not my Superman, okay? The movie went on for 2 hours and change, and the entire movie, this man was getting his ass beat. That ain't super. Nothing super about that. He was even the main star in his own movie. It was Mr. Terrific. I felt like I was watching Mr. Terrific and Friends.
Well, listen, I don't know what time it is by you, but over here is damn near 2 a.m., bro. So
it is.
What we doing?
What we're doing is we're moving on from Clayface because he don't need a movie. That's what we're doing.
That's fine.
Okay. So moving on from Clayface.
It's about to be 4 hours, man. What happened to the 2-hour podcast?
Well, we did talk about Speedstorm for an hour. I don't know how we did it, but we did. But yeah, moving on to season 4 just dropped. Well, not the whole season, obviously, but episode 1 just dropped on Sunday.
Shout out. You gotta catch it.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched it, and obviously I watched it, but I am feeling mixed about it. On one end, I was excited because From is back, it's goated, and on the other hand, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was bored. Hopefully, you feel a bit different about it, Nano. Maybe we can compare notes after you watch the episode, but that's how I feel about it. But just because I said it was boring doesn't mean it's a bad show. It's one episode. There's going to be another, I think 7 or 9 more episodes. I'm not sure if there's 8 episodes or 10 episodes per season. I can't remember. The show's still good, and I'm pretty sure by episode 2, my feelings will change from boring to excited and intrigued. So there's that. So make sure you watch it. You can watch it on Paramount Plus. Shout out to Paramount. Shout out to Team Avatar. Shout out to the From Universe. Shout out to the Fromily. Make sure you catch that show. If you haven't watched it yet, start watching it now because it's a banger. and there's only going to be one more season after season 4, so get it while you still can.
So I got time, man.
Oh yeah, you better get into it, Nano. And the last bit of information and news we got in terms of movies or TV series is Netflix's Devil May Cry season 2. I'm not sure if it's dropped yet or it was just an announcement, but it's set to drop or it's already dropped. And from what I heard, it's a banger, just like the Castlevania series. So I'm definitely gonna have to give this a watch starting from season 1 so I can watch season 2. Because if it's anything like Castlevania, then it's a straight banger. Because I watched all 4 seasons of Castlevania. I didn't watch the other standalone series from Castlevania. I heard that one was good too, so I'm gonna have to check that one out. But yeah, Devil May Cry 2, or sorry, Devil May Cry season 2. I've played the games, but I have never like completed the games. But I know they're very good games.
I've never played the games.
Oh.
But I haven't watched a Netflix series, but I heard it was good.
Have you watched the Castlevania series?
Yes, I have.
A straight banger.
And I love the Castlevania Netflix series.
Yeah, that was good. I was upset when they were finishing the storyline. I was like, give me more. Well,
That's why when people say Netflix don't got nothing to watch, I know they either capping or they have a shit ass watch palette taste.
But you know what it is, Nano? It's a yes and no, because Netflix has so much content. Netflix got so much content, bro, that not everything is good. Majority of the content on Netflix is trash. Let's be honest.
No, but
that's why it feels like there's so many hidden gems on
it. I'm saying there's stuff to watch on there. I'm not saying everything is good.
Okay. But where I stand is that, because there's so much filler on Netflix, that anytime there's a good show, it feels like it's a hidden gem, which is crazy.
I mean, there's filler on every streaming site. You're not watching everything that's on every streaming site.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it feels like Netflix got the most filler.
I don't know. I guess it just depends.
Yeah. But make sure you guys check out Devil May Cry.
I'm gonna watch DMC, but it's definitely not a priority right now. But I'll get there when I get there. Yeah,
I'm on the same wavelength as you. Not really a priority, but I'm definitely gonna watch it at some point this year, maybe in the next month. Who knows? But yeah, that's all the news we got for you guys this week.
Yes, sir.
Sorry that Caleb had left us. We don't know where he is. Hopefully he's all right.
Bro.
But you still had Sammy, myself, One Wing, and Nano. So, we was gonna get the job done regardless. And don't worry, we'll have a big talking to Caleb after this.
Caleb gonna wake up and be like, huh? What happened? That man PlayStation went into rest mode with how long he was idle. Damn, for a second I thought Angel was gone too. I was like, damn, I guess it's the me and Sammy show.
Hey man, Angel been busy with the kids, so I give him that. But Caleb, you got no excuse.
And like I said, at least I know you're 2 hours behind us, but at least for me and Angel, it's like almost 2 a.m. So it's
it
kind
is
of late for us.
My laptop don't change from Toronto time.
7 a.m. Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, that sound like it's gonna hurt.
it is.
But yeah, Angel, I guess you can wrap us up. Pause.
Hey, yo. Pause.
No Diddy.
All right, y'all. A great podcast today. That's all the gaming news that we have for you guys for this week. We'll see you guys next week for another podcast. And who knows what we're gonna talk about, and then we'll come across that when we come across that.
Yep.
Have a fantastic rest of your week. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Also, if you guys like the content, like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified whenever we go live. And have a great rest of your I guess Thursday, if it's Thursday already for you guys. Much love,
It's about to
y'all.
be Thursday. Good night, y'all. Or good morning.